Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Yeehawlads podcast, episode number 106. If you listened to the end of last week's episode, you would have heard us tease that Nick may have gotten a new thing, and we're going to get into that right off the rip. But first, joke of the day time.
Uh-oh.
When do astronauts eat?
I don't know. That shit's all scheduled.
When do astronauts eat?
I don't know.
When they have space in their schedule?
At launch time. These jokes get worse and worse by the day, I swear. Anyway, now that we're done with that, let's move on to what we were teasing last week. Nick has acquired a new thing. He's going to tell us all about
I bought a motorcycle.
About time.
Yes. A little late to the game, but
Everybody here loves motorcycles.
Hey,
yes.
takes time.
Except for me. I'm not allowed to have one.
I'll say you
like
appreciate them, you just
motorcycles.
can't have them.
You just
Yeah.
can't have one.
I just cannot have one. Nick, however, can have one.
So wait, is that by self-choice?
No.
It is
no.
not, it's not by self-choice. It's a
Gotcha.
long story.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Turns out when your mom hits the house with one, you can't believe it. Sorry, Julie, I still love you.
My mom said I can't have one.
She may have shoulder checked the house and the house won, but
Who would have thunk?
Good for
Great.
the house.
hey, new siding on it now. You can't even tell.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Love that.
Okay, Nick. So what happened? How did this happen?
All right. So this was a bike that my uncle was selling for his brother. It is
Is that not just
You say,
your
would that not-
other uncle?
I guess it's my other
I'll
uncle.
say,
I don't,
okay, yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I was trying to explain this to someone earlier this week, and I'm like, well, it's his uncle's brother. But I'm like, that's still his
I
uncle.
guess
I'll say
so.
it's
I
either
don't-
your dad or your other brother.
Is his-
No, it's from my
Is
my
it a-
mom's sister's husband's brother.
Okay, so it's a marriage.
Oh,
brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's uncle-in-law.
yeah. I
No,
didn't,
it's-
I didn't
no,
know
no,
what the
not
proper
even.
title.
Uncle-in-law's brother.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it
Oh,
now.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
That gets more complicated. You are correct.
Fair
Right.
enough,
Yeah, I
fair
didn't know
enough.
the proper if there
No.
was a
Yeah.
title.
You know who it is. You've seen him at family
Yes, like
gatherings, but
I see him at every family gathering. It's just like, what are we?
Yeah. It's like, you're the guy. You're the guy.
Yeah.
I got
Dude.
So
But,
what are we?
So like I remember him buying this new when I was in high school, and I've maybe only seen him with it 4 or 5 times, and I just kind of assumed, oh, he got rid of it or whatever. But no, he had it still, and it was just always in his garage, just on a stand, just sitting there.
So what
with
is
a,
it?
with a cover, I believe.
Yes, with the
Okay.
cover. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the cover with me too.
Heck
So he
yeah.
bought it. He bought said thing in high school, which would be
Well, in Nick's high
When
school.
I was in high school.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're all the same years.
Oh,
No, his uncle's brother isn't.
No.
well, okay, yeah, fair. That's
yeah,
what I meant.
You
yeah.
said he bought it in
okay.
high school. I'm
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah,
yes,
when you
but
were
no.
in high school, this guy bought it.
Yes.
Okay, so roughly what year is, or we kind of can assume what year it is. What is it?
It is a 2010 Kawasaki Ninja 250.
You were in high school in 2010. Liar.
He bought.
Almost.
You weren't in high school in 2010.
Yeah. You weren't in high school in 2010. You were in fucking middle school.
You would have been.
I was
eighth
like
grade.
8th grade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got him. Fact check.
Good
got
enough.
him.
Close
Live on
enough.
air. Anyway, it's blue.
Yes.
It is blue.
It's very pretty blue, actually.
I do love a good blue.
But he was selling it on Marketplace for him, and I figured I would
He was
just-
going to. Did he even list it, or did
He
you
did. He had
say-
it
oh,
listed
okay,
for 6 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
I took a ride around the block a few times, and I figured, yeah, why
Fuck
not?
it.
He originally had it on sale for I think it was $2,500 on Marketplace, and he had some guy.
That's not bad.
Some guy in the middle of Iowa was going to drive next day to take a look at this thing. But then my uncle said, if you can pay me $1,800, it's yours. So I said, fuck it, sure.
Yeah.
You said absolutely.
Can't
would.
how
pass up a
many-
good deal.
I was like, how many
yeah.
miles are on it?
It was like 1,600-ish.
Oh, that's
yeah.
nothing.
Right now it's at 1,720, I think.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're putting miles on this thing.
I have put 40 on it so far.
Put 40 miles on it.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Have you done those legally?
10 of them were legally.
Hell yeah.
Fuck it. I did like 1,200 miles on mine before I got my license.
Right.
That's called self-incrimination is what that is.
I owned my Cobra during COVID.
Well,
It was like a year of having a template on it. I'm like, I don't fucking like.
Yeah.
Pull
What
me
am I
over.
supposed to do? Yeah.
you're supposed to felony speed, apparently.
Oh well.
So
maybe.
I only took it like from my house to like my dad's because he's less than a mile apart.
Right.
And then when I finally got plates on it, then I started fucking around with it.
Yeah.
But I didn't have my permit for a good week and a half.
Were you an asshole?
No.
Then you're fine.
No, yeah, I know. I figured it was common sense. Like, just don't be an asshole.
Yep.
On it. Otherwise, I was mainly going to Peru, the LaSalle, sometimes Utica and back. That was
Route
doing
6 is always
3,
fun.
4, 5
Yeah, Route
miles.
6
It's new now.
Especially now that it's new and it's
You're
not
welcome.
bumpy as shit.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Route 6, minty.
It's not bumpy as shit. Andy
Yeah.
actually did a good job.
I was on the little roller, so I had the
Oh,
least amount of
good.
responsibility. If you look around all the storm sewers and stuff,
That's
maybe
your work.
stay
You-
away from those.
that's
Like the
your work.
very
Gotcha.
edge of the pavement. That I had a 4-foot roller, so that's
Fair.
all I was in charge of. The edge.
This
4 feet.
fucking bullshit.
You're like, hey, boss, I don't know what to do on this thing. He's like, yeah, figure it
Yeah,
out.
he's like, yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
251 South sucks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
South of where?
Stay the fuck off of 71 through Granville.
Yep.
Oh, they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Andy's
It is
ruining it.
horrible
It's
right now.
bumpy
yeah.
as shit.
Like heading north to like go to work. Oh, it's fine.
yeah.
Also,
It's just heading home. It's
if you go past St. Bede,
yeah.
Who does that? Cringe.
I do all the time.
Yeah.
If you go
Same,
past
my
St.
business all the
Bede
time.
to the Spring Valley curves,
Yes.
Yeah.
when you get by blue collar, stay to the left side by the striped.
There's always
Because
gravel
there's no,
always
not
gravel.
gravel, but there's 2 bumps, and towards the left side they're smooth, so you won't fucking hit
there.
them.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
You say
You'll
so.
you'll start noticing where all the big bumps are
Yeah,
and shit,
yeah.
and finding out where it's smooth.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But yeah, took it to work today. First time just to get a feel for it on 251. Felt good.
Do you normally take 251 to work, or do you take Plank Road?
Because of the construction going on
Oh,
Plank
yeah.
Road, yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
faster for me to take 251 than sit at that red light for 10
I
minutes.
forgot it was under construction because
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
live
It's
in
not any
Ooh.
better.
You need to order a big ass fucking magnet to put on the underside of your bike, so that when you pull up to the induction coils, it'll make you
You
look
just
like a
blow
semi.
them.
Well,
was just
yeah.
saying,
yes. So it
You wait the
also, if you
mandatory
don't
3
know,
seconds and
Yeah.
leave.
if you can make, if the light does not change after 2 cycles,
Yeah, it
you
can
can
move.
fucking blow
Yeah.
it.
2 cycles
Like-
or 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just tell them you were sitting there for 90
That was one of the
seconds.
questions on the permit test.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
How
the
many
fir-
questions was it?
In total, there were 15, but if you
Oh,
got
that ain't
12
fucking
right,
bad.
then
Oh yeah, it automatic. Yeah, they
Yeah.
always. Yeah.
passed it first try.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So fucking
Hell
easy.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it took Joe 2 tries to get his. He got
Well,
his.
the ladies over there, because they told me, like, do you have to retake it? I'm like, no, I passed. And they're like, what? So they looked, and they're like, wow, on average, it usually takes like 3 or 4 tries for people. And I'm like, I
Well,
studied
because you
for...
usually don't pick up the book.
No,
for it. You're usually
never.
just like, will I get this? I
Well,
don't know.
I was doing practice ones online. It's just like, a
Yeah.
lot of it's
Common sense.
well, a lot of it is tricky wording.
That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
specifically remember when I went in because I had to get my license renewed, and they're like, "Oh, you have to take the test in your motorcycle one," and I like bombed the fuck out of it the first time. She's like, "Here's the book," and I'm like, "It's all wording." She's like, "I know. It's that's how
Yes.
they get you."
Like, there was one I screwed up on, and it had something to do with the helmets, and I got confused by it because Illinois doesn't have any helmet laws. Correct. But they still recommend you have
Yes.
one. That threw me off, but no, otherwise it was pretty easy.
Maybe if y'all could read. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, what should you not do? You're like, hit the oncoming car. Click.
No,
Yeah.
I remember there was one specifically about like if you're taking a turn, what angle should you be at to bank correctly? And it's like
85
I don't know. The
degrees.
shit, it's all feel. If I feel if the tight is turn enough and I'm going at speed, I just hunker down and lean into it.
Yeah.
the tight is turning up.
Toy is.
The turn is tight.
You guys are having a hell of a
Fuck
time.
y'all.
today.
Yeah.
Ordering tires tomorrow for it.
What are you ordering?
Are you getting the Michelins?
Um,
or are you getting Pirellis?
No, but every place I'm looking for does not have them in stock anymore.
The
Pirellis?
Michelins?
Both Michelin and Pirellis.
What Michelin's? Pilot Sport 4s?
Those are for cars.
That's
No,
for the
the
car.
pi-
the
Pilot
bike was
4s,
Sport
sorry.
2 or something.
That sounds like
They
a
have
tire.
they would have they either have them for the front, none for the rear,
Uh-huh.
or for the Pirellis they had the rear, but,
But not the front.
So you're on misbranded,
Yeah,
mismatched
so I'm
tires.
just like I'm not fucking doing.
Did you look on
that.
Amazon?
I did.
That's fuck. That's where I ordered mine.
Or if I
It might
if,
be a
Amaz-
weird size
if Amazon,
too, though, especially
yeah,
on a 250. It's probably a super skinny, like
yes, yeah, like the sizes didn't match up either too.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's synced on my phone. I had it bookmarked on my computer, but they were. It began with SHO.
Linglong.
No, it was an actual tire
Some
brand,
big
like
beefy boys?
Shomo or something.
I
I
don't
don't know.
Couldn't-
China.
Yeah.
I don't know. I looked
It's
up.
new rubber. It's better than the.
Yep.
I
15-year-old
looked up
shit that's on it,
reviews
so-
and they had all like 4 stars. So
That's good enough.
yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
comes out to like both the front and tire was going to be $180 from Revzilla.
Oh, it's not terrible.
No.
Dang, and you're gonna pay the Revzilla tax too.
It was free shipping.
Yeah, Revzilla's
That's not
dope.
that bad.
Oh, that
When it
that was
works.
the lowest price too for those two.
Shinko.
No,
No.
it
It'll-
let me
it's
see.
not-
I could probably find it in my
I'd say
history.
it's
It's
not
not
that
that
crazy.
big.
Yeah.
I just there was always Brian already
I
pulled
was
it up. So I'm like,
clicking
that name?
things, just scrolling around.
Oh, I
Either way.
gotcha.
But yeah, are you getting like racing slicks or like normal-ish tires?
Just normal tires.
Damn it.
No, I'm not.
This isn't fair.
I know.
They look a
Dunlop
lot-
Trail Maxes.
They
Okay.
look a lot more aggressive and like
Oh
slick
no,
like.
they are Shinkos.
Hey, look at us.
Shinko SR 740 741.
Cool.
That sound that all right. Cool. I dig.
yeah.
But yeah,
So you got tires. Did you get a helmet yet?
No, I gotta try the one that you said that you had. I would borrow for like a week.
Yeah, it's at my parents' house.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I was gonna grab it yesterday and then didn't. So,
Shit. Oh, good. Oh,
but
good.
we can.
Take the fucking visor off.
Yeah.
like
Of that helmet.
top.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to run a dirt bike. That's the helmet we're referencing. It's
Yeah,
a
dirt bike styled helmet.
with a visor for like
yeah.
basically the visor on a dirt bike helmet. It's like a bill of a hat. It's very long.
Yeah.
It's meant for you to tuck your head down so you don't get blasted in the eyes with dirt.
No.
That's why it's on there.
Yeah.
But it catches wind really fucking bad over
Yeah.
like 70, 80
Your
mile
neck's
an hour.
gonna fucking hurt.
So
Gotcha.
if you like just so happen to look up a little bit, it'll catch the wind and your neck will just go fucking way back.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And
So-
it's goggles, not a visor, so it's not like
yeah,
ideal.
it's not fun.
But it
Okay.
is right there.
Yeah,
and
it is
way
there
too
in
big.
free. So
Right.
Because I went to, it's Riverside now. What was it before
Yeah.
that?
Leopold's.
Yeah, I went
Yeah.
there and I'm like, it was on clearance.
Fuck
yeah.
it.
I'm like, it's too big and I really don't need a helmet, but I should have one for stuff.
Just because.
Yeah.
It was like $45 or
Oh
something.
fuck!
Yeah.
Take my
Oh,
money.
'Cause it was like on the
fuck.
clearance rack, and I was
Yeah.
like, sure. It's too big. It's kind of loose on me,
Yeah.
but it
I-
exists.
I was gonna go Saturday, but now we have something planned Saturday. So
Fair.
Where were you
But
gonna go, Leopold or Riverside?
yeah, I was gonna go there and try some on.
But yeah, you could try this one
Because
for
again,
free.
yeah.
every single brand is different, and then
Yeah.
like I've even kind of noticed like between dirt bike. So if you go with like HJC, their dirt bike style and their full face style they fit different.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what this one is.
Because the
so-
cheek padding is
Oh,
differently
different
shaped
shape,
and stuff,
yeah.
so it's always weird.
But he needs the cranium shape because
Yeah.
he has large head.
Big
Correct.
dome.
Big dome.
Yeah, I don't want to
guy.
take the gamble of just buying random ones on
Nope.
the internet and be like, oh, doesn't fucking fit me. And it's
Yeah.
just,
I
it's just a
always-
game of returning shit
Yeah.
and buying shit.
I always recommend you go in store and try it on and buy it in
Or at
person.
least figure out what size you are
Yeah.
like put it
Yeah.
in
Well,
your
that
notes.
too,
You're
yeah.
like, I don't like any of the like styles you have, or like you don't have this style in the size
Yeah.
I need, so just make a note like HJC I'm an XL or
Yep.
Fox Racing I'm
Real
an
art.
this style of like
Yeah.
this model and make, and then you just go buy it online.
Yeah.
Or you just
then that'd probably be the plan.
Yeah.
yeah.
the best thing to do is actually just measure your head. That's
Oh,
that's how
yeah.
you would normally
I
find
figured,
it.
yeah.
You just measure it and then go to their sizing chart and pick the one that fits that.
Yeah.
That's like how you're supposed to do it.
I mean, I've only ever bought 3 helmets in my life, or 4, I guess, with the Rallycross helmet. but
Yeah.
I knew
Oh,
yours was
yeah.
too small, so I'm like,
Yeah.
bigger than that.
Yeah,
we're good.
I'm
Right.
a medium exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this
Right.
works perfectly.
So I'm
So
probably a 2XL.
at least an XL, if not a 2X. Yeah,
At least.
big ass head. But
Yeah.
So you got a
But-
bike. Are you gonna color match the helmet to the bike? Are you just gonna go like black or white? What
do
are we,
it.
Are you gonna sticker it? What are we doing?
I was probably gonna
There's
sticker
gonna
it.
be a dumb sticker
There's
on
gonna-
it, just like the
yeah.
back windshield of the car. Come
Yeah,
on.
I was
Even
gonna say,
I
it's
have
probably-
dumb
it's probably gonna be
stickers on
stickers,
mine.
Mom
really.
said I can't wheelie.
No, but it just says we.
I could
WHEE.
probably message the guy because I was gonna order a Mom Said I Can't Speed plate frame.
Oh yeah.
Or because he makes motorcycle ones
Yeah.
now, and it's
Yeah.
all a bunch of
Yeah,
the
I would
can't
get
speed
that
shit.
like just a plain black helmet. It just says "Mom said I can't wheelie."
I would think I would do just we. I would
my
skip the rest
uncle
of it.
actually tried wheeling it. He couldn't, but I think he
yeah,
Give it
it's
to Andy.
probably
Drinks.
gutless.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's not.
I mean, even
geared.
Marcus is. You have to like. I'm not used to a bike that revs over like 8,000 or 9,000 RPM.
Fair, yeah.
And it goes to like 13.
Yeah.
And all the
My-
power is over 10. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I'm not used
My-
to revving the fucking piss out
My
of it. to get
power
the-
band starts at like 10.5.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Yeah.
no, it's like 9.5.
Yeah. But coming from
But I'm
your-
used to ones that rev
Well,
out
yeah.
at like 8,000 to 9,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
nah,
this
you
is
got to
weird.
give her the shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trust me, I know. I figured it out. It
Up
just
to
took a while.
13K?
Yeah, probably.
His, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, going from a single cylinder 400, yeah, it's kind of a different.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Well, then, like, race bike 250 dirt bikes and shit. It's like, oh, yeah, those are
Right.
just instant, snappy torque all the time.
Because they're made for exactly snappy power.
So it's like,
Yeah.
a little bit different going to a bike that revs the way the fuck out. And then
Hell
a
yeah.
Harley that was too heavy to fucking
To do anything
wheelie.
cool with.
I tried many a time. It didn't work.
Speaking of
Drag the bags.
Speaking of snapping, Marcus almost snapped his shit this week.
My mentality almost snapped.
That's why he's wearing sunglasses today. He thinks he's famous. Or he forgot his glasses at home.
Got my glasses out.
I thought they were in the truck. You said.
In my work
The truck, not his car.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
he almost lost his shiz.
let's see. So Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday, needed to go get chicken feed. So I was cleaning out the shit box a little bit.
Sure.
Was moving my, because I keep my fishing pole in my shit box.
Because that's where the fish are.
Because that's, I don't have to load shit back up.
Right. You have nowhere else to put it, really.
So I was moving stuff around because I was going to have like 3 bags of feed
Okay.
going in the rear.
That's pretty normal.
Moved my fishing pole forward,
Mm-hmm.
opened up the rear passenger side door, cleaning out some garbage, just kind of picking up. Shut the fucking door. Snaps the very end of my fishing rod.
Because when you open the door, it like slid through the crack and then you
need to
closed it
be-
on it.
You need to be like those cool overlanders who always put shit on their roof. You need to have a rod holder on the basket.
I was
in the
thinking
room.
about that. You know what I need to do?
Buy a truck.
Yeah. I need to make a little hoop in the
Okay.
front
Frunk or of what?
of my roof basket
Okay.
Yeah.
so that my kayak doesn't push the fucking light bar down.
Like a little
fine.
riser for it
Yeah,
almost?
just
Okay.
a little bit. So, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So,
you broke your fishing pole
broke my
immediately.
fishing pole.
Yep.
On the way to, or when we left to go to Farm and Fleet.
Mm-hmm. To get your
Start-
feed.
Yep.
Because you won't go to Rural King anymore.
Well, we are also on a subscription plan for Farm and Fleet. So, like, every week they say, hey, do you need feed or no?
Or no.
But they always have our stuff.
That's okay.
Like,
They order
I
it
can
every 2
yes,
weeks.
I can always put an order in and they will have exactly what I want. That's why I go all the way to Farm and Fleet. Because every time I'd go into fucking Rural King, they didn't have something.
Yeah.
They'd have one bag of one thing, but not the other bag of the other thing.
I gotcha.
Or
Yep.
pain in the ass.
Anyway.
So driving down the road, and I'm, just, kind of bopping along, and I look down at my dashboard. I'm like, my fucking ABS light is on again.
Oh no.
Motherfucker. So whatever.
Which you've already chased that dragon before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Wasn't
saying,
that-
what was
it-
the fix the last
It
time?
was just a bad front driver's side sensor.
But the sensors didn't plug in properly.
Oh, that's
yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
right.
I'll say,
The
there was a
plugs
fix
were
to
just
it. Yeah,
different.
yeah.
It was a nightmare trying to force
Yeah.
them together, and they wouldn't go.
So thank God the light turned back off and it hasn't came on yet.
Didn't you cut and splice those?
Yep.
Okay, you're really not supposed to do that.
Nope.
Okay.
Because the
Subarus.
impedance level in the wire, whatever, it's fine.
Well, it's not fine.
It-
Clearly,
Just don't have ABS like me. It's fine.
It's
Buy the
fine.
base
It's
model.
great.
I like ABS.
It's fine.
So that light went off. So that was kind of 2 things that I broke
Well, it fixed-
already.
the one fixed
The
itself.
one fixed it.
It was a
God.
fishing pole, and you don't even go fishing.
I do go
Other than, like,
fishing. Do you
4 or
want to
5
pull my
times a week.
pictures up? You can pull my pictures up.
I'm already in your pictures. What do you want me to
Okay.
pull up?
Pull up the fishing one because we'll go into that next.
All right.
So then Monday, I'm out fishing, caught a decent smaller size bass.
Turns out there's a hole in the yak.
No, there was not a hole in the kayak,
Okay, but there's a fish in the kayak.
but there was a fish in there at one point.
Hell yeah.
I was just happy. I'm happy if I catch one fish.
That's your daily goal is
Yep.
one fish.
If I go fishing, I just want to catch one, and everything else after that is just good.
well, you teach a man to fish.
Yeah,
and you feed him
exactly.
for a lifetime or something.
So I'm just out here at the wetlands fishing. What do you do? Whatever.
Killing time.
And I had my phone kind of sitting on my lap,
Okay.
and I've had the screen replaced.
Yeah.
So waterproof sensors aren't perfect and they're not guaranteed. Whatever.
Okay.
I knew that.
Sure.
And at one point I had checked the time or I did something on my phone or no, I caught the fish. So I took it off of my lap and I set it in between my legs, which is on the hull, which I had my anchor bag on the bottom. So my phone was on top of that. And I guess in between getting that fish unhooked and set back in the water and me paddling around for 5 minutes, it had gotten enough water splashed onto it where it just fucking quit.
Really?
Yep.
Well, that's not ideal.
Nope.
Bag of rice,
I,
baby.
I literally took my case off and shook it like this and water came out.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh, that's great.
Weren't you just talking like a week ago how you're like, oh, I dunk my phone in the water to clean it, and I didn't dunk it in
Yeah.
isopropyl and this and that, and
No, I think we're talking about like screen cases.
we're talking about your phone. 'Cause they're waterproof phones. You're like, yeah, I dunk it in this
Not
to clean
water,
it.
but like every now and again, I'll take my case off and rub it really hard with isopropyl. But whatever.
I remember hearing
Someone's
water.
dodging an insurance
So-
claim right now.
So
So you dunked it in isopropyl, wore all your seals out.
I had it set down, and I went to go check what time it was, and like my screen didn't turn on. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I turn it around, and I look, and all 3 of my cameras are fogged over.
Ooh.
And I look at the front, and that one's fogged over. I'm like, fuck.
There was that much water in the kayak?
No, just in my fucking phone.
Wow.
Like my screen was up, so what I'm thinking happened is as I was paddling and just splashing around,
Unhooking the fish and stuff.
the water fell on top of the screen, and as I was moving, it went to the
edges
side
of
of the
the
case
ridge,
and
yeah.
like got sucked in.
Yeah.
So
Oof.
fuck. So if you
Damn.
want to go to
Let's see. What do you want? You want these guys?
those,
Where do you want to start?
that one.
This one? Okay.
So I went home and I'm like, okay, well, if water got in, the seals are just gone.
They're trash.
So
Okay.
I have a little, heat gun. So I heated it up, slid a old plastic gift card in there, and pulled the back off.
Sure.
These phones are so fucking easy to take apart. I did it with one Phillips head screwdriver.
To be fair, yours has been taken apart before, but
Well,
yes.
yeah, but still.
Yeah.
They're all Phillips head screws.
Okay.
So, took all of the cables out, the main board out, all of the cameras, the speakers, the charging port, everything.
Everything that's
except
loose.
the screen and the battery.
Okay.
Because, the battery's stuck down with like adhesive.
It's
and
glued down,
It's a
yeah.
huge pain in the ass to take out.
Yeah.
Pulled out everything. Took a can of air, blew it off.
Was there water coming out of it while using the
Is like,
air?
did you see water in there?
There
or
was a
no?
little bit of water in there.
That's a bad sign.
That was a bad
That's
sign.
a bad sign.
So I had it in a bag of rice when I got home.
What type of
And-
rice?
Instant.
Oh, okay.
Probably
The
downfall.
good kind.
Yeah.
So
instant dry,
I
then?
did notice because when I was kind of making sure that the rice was set in there all the way and kind of equal, that the screen did turn on.
You tried to turn it on in the rice?
No, I just bumped the button because I had taken my
Oh.
case off,
Yeah.
and like it fully showed a charging. Like my phone was dead.
Okay.
Like when your phone's like at 0 and it just turns off, but you can still turn the screen on. It shows like
Yeah.
the little 0% charging thingy.
Sure.
It showed that.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, there's a little bit of hope. Worst case scenario, all I need to do is just connect it to my computer and back everything up.
Sure.
So get it all taken apart. If you want to go to the picture with, here we go, and zoom into where I have it circled. So this is the main
God,
board
here.
of my phone. That upper higher one is where the power comes off of the battery.
Into this circle up here.
Yes,
Okay.
the red circle. So in the blue circle, there's a little bit of corrosion, and it's very hard to see in the pictures. And it's very hard to see the resistors on these boards with your naked eye.
Oh, I mean, because everything on here is tiny.
It's micro-fucking-scopic.
Literally.
I had
is.
just a little bit of corrosion, but I couldn't tell until I started, trying to pull pictures up and stuff, because you can see it looks like there's 2 resistors there. One of them is blank.
Okay.
So it's soldered, but there's no
it's not actually
no
doing
equipment
anything.
there.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of corrosion there. I, isopropyled it and scrubbed it off and kind of cleaned it. So see if that would help. And then on the other side, I think that's for
So
the,
what's his lower one?
I want to say that's the communication to the S Pen and the charging for the S
The
Pen.
spen.
Yes.
Oh.
So it's power out of the board, essentially.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that had a little corrosion on it, and that one's really hard to see because there's 2 resistors that are tan and then a very tiny, tiny black resistor, which I thought was blown
Because it was black.
because it was black. So it's just really, really hard to see.
Right.
So again, clean that one all off, put my phone back together. Nothing.
Just not even the charging icon.
Screen didn't light up whatsoever.
That's
so I'm
not,
like,
not
fuck.
great.
Cool.
So at this point, I had already, thank God, my work laptop had Teams and my email and everything for work. So I messaged my boss. I was like, long story short, phone's fucked. Probably gonna have to take off tomorrow to get a new one. He goes, oof, okay. I'm like, God damn it.
Okay.
So, which I mean, me and Tori have kind of like been in talks for a while of like getting our own phone plan and stuff. And
Sure,
she was literally talking about it like 3 days ago.
You're like,
Of
sure
course.
thing.
She's like,
throws
oh,
it
do you
in
want
the
do you want to
water.
go over to like AT&T and like get pricing and this that? I'm like, nah, like we'll do it
Verizon
later.
bust. Yeah.
Hey,
So-
remember who had phone service on our trip?
Remember who didn't ask?
I have Verizon.
Nick did have better phone service.
Yeah, I
out
have better
there,
phone service.
but
You guys didn't.
Brother.
There was some
I
places
promise
he
you,
did.
AT&T has sucked my entire life.
They just keep buying other things anyway.
Yeah.
So
I mean, good
Yeah.
for them.
Regardless.
Tuesday morning,
Boost Mobile.
after me spending I was downstairs trying to diagnose, making sure like all the ribbon cables were seated correctly, like, and I don't have any magnifying glasses. I don't have a
Why not?
microscope or
Why
like
don't you-
anything.
You didn't have a 10K lens you could use.
Well, his phone-
Tori
his
was
phone
like, "Oh,
dead.
you can use my phone to look at it." I'm like, "It's not gonna be, it's
Yeah.
not there.
Yeah.
There's not gonna be enough clarity there."
Right.
So Tuesday morning, we got up, we went over to AT&T. She got a brand new,
You need
yeah,
yourself like
100. I do need one.
You need
of
one of
those.
these.
Yo.
things.
I really do need one of those, but they're $180.
There's cheap ones.
There are. I don't have enough fucking room for that in my fucking basement.
They're like a 6-inch square. They're tiny.
something-
You guys have not seen my desks.
It's
something Louis Rossman would have.
7.8 by 7. It's
No,
tiny.
Louis Rossman uses like hardcore Canons with like special lenses.
Oh, like
and
actual.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
They're fucking cool.
But you see, like, you need one of these things.
yes,
Yeah.
Little
This
digital
is like
microscope.
microscopic
70,
soldering.
$70
stuff.
bucks right there. Boom.
Oh, you know what else? I could really use a heat gun.
You don't have.
You don't have one?
Not
who
not
are
a heat,
you?
not a heat soldering gun. I have like a big one, but not like a not
okay.
for microscopic stuff.
I
Gotcha.
thought you were like a tech engineer guy. You don't got nothing.
No, I just have a soldering iron and a
Cringe.
benchtop
But,
power supply and
Okay.
other stuff.
Anyway,
What
so,
Tori get?
So
you guys are talking about getting new phones.
yeah. So Tori got a iPhone 16 Pro
Boo.
Max. I know
Ooh,
that's
the-
what she wanted. I
That's
don't
the
give a
good one,
fuck.
right?
Yeah.
Does it have a
whatever.
terabyte of storage?
512 gigs.
Thank God. Nobody
Nice.
needs a terabyte on their phone.
No.
Other than Marcus, the
God.
fucking
Fucking data hoarders.
Fuck you.
He's
No.
not wrong.
I didn't get I wanted the 512. They didn't have one, so I got the 256.
Okay, that's fine.
But I haven't dropped our phones back off yet because I have like 30 days to like kind of get my shit sorted.
So you're gonna tear them apart, unsolder the memory chips.
No, fuck no. I'm gonna have them order me a 512 and then swap phones.
Oh, okay.
So
I was say, so what do you have? Then?
I have a S25 Ultra.
I was to say, with an Ultra, you're gonna hit that 256.
Yeah,
because you get AI features and stuff.
I have
Yeah.
disabled all that shit.
What?
already.
That's the whole point of the
Fuck
new
the
phone.
AI features. I fucking hate them.
There's like only a few that I thought were cool on the 25. Like you can remove the background audio. I wish my
Yeah.
23 would get
You could
that.
denoise.
That'd be so nice for rally videos.
Yeah, but the S Pen's white.
I don't like it. I
don't
want to
like-
change it out.
And you
Wait,
can't-
what?
Yeah,
The
it's
S
white
Pen,
now.
My S Pen is white,
They're all white now.
and I have a titanium black phone, but my
Yo,
S Pen
D
is
Brand's
white.
got the.
They're gonna wrap the pen.
Yes.
Oh,
It's a pain in the ass, I bet.
oh my God. Like they're all white now for some reason.
So
Wow.
now I'm on AT&T.
okay.
and
FirstNet or AT&T?
First AT&T. I haven't done the FirstNet thing. I really
Okay,
don't
yeah,
see the
Caitlin hasn't
point
either.
in it.
What
like,
is FirstNet?
FirstNet is a
network.
network for like firefighters, first
Okay.
responders, police.
I got you.
So
They don't have 5G, basically.
what
It's a super reliable network.
Yeah, it's on LTE.
it's a failover
Yeah.
for emergency personnel.
Yeah.
Right. It's priority to them.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Basically, what happens is, so like, say a tornado comes through and knocks one of the cell towers out, and everybody's calling.
Mm-hmm.
You guys either take priority or you switch over to a completely different radio,
Right.
Yep.
and that's how your phone communicates.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Regardless.
On AT&T, Tori got a iPhone 16 Pro Max.
Okay.
And I got a S25 Ultra.
Okay.
Kind of digging the new phone.
Do you feel a difference from the 22 Ultra to the 25 Ultra?
A little bit.
In what regard?
Kind of just screen. So I think
Is it bigger?
no, but it
think it's
uses
higher resolution, ain't it?
It's higher resolution, and instead of like 80% of screen to phone front ratio. It's like 95 or whatever. There's more screen on the front of the phone.
The border's smaller, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I turn my resolution down anyway.
Yes.
I don't.
Do you
I-
really?
yeah. It saves a bunch of battery.
Don't
and
fucking
I don't
need that.
I'd run this thing at 720 if they'd let me.
They do let you.
Well,
They do.
I could turn it way down. But I don't know if it goes that low. but
I have it set on like the medium.
that's.
thing.
I think that's where mine's at.
So-
yeah, it saves a bunch of battery. You don't need all those pixels.
Fair. I only have it because I figured if I splurged on the bigger phone, I kind of
You don't need it.
want it.
You don't need more pixels.
It's nice
More
to
pixels
have
are
it every
dumb.
now and again, but
Yeah.
like
I've never
in
found a reason.
in a day to day, I've
Yeah.
never used it.
Fair.
So
Okay, so
Tori was able to, of course, transfer all of her stuff over
because her phone wasn't dead.
because her phone wasn't bricked.
Mm-hmm.
Me, however, am fucked
Oh,
because nothing. Actually, one thing transferred over. One contact.
You said your
Do
contact.
We want to take a guess on who that contact was?
see, it wouldn't be anybody important in your life. It'll be some random nonsense.
I like how you say that, Brian.
It's the fucking radio station,
Nope,
isn't it?
it was Brian.
Yeah, let's go. Because
I'm like, when the fuck do I ever call or text
because
this motherfucker?
it's probably because my number has been in your phone almost the longest out of everyone else in that phone because I haven't
Probably.
changed my number
Yeah.
since we had I've never changed my
phones,
number
yeah.
ever. So when you got your first phone, it loaded it onto the SIM card along with like 3 other people's, but now they don't have those numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's your SIM can hold phone numbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
your physical SIM. Which
But
you,
now that they moved to eSIMs, that's kind of no
It's-
longer a thing. It's
so-
more carrier data.
Now that it's on eSIM, it'll upload that data to the eSIM
yeah,
contract.
it's
or
like a
whatever.
cloud-based
How
bullshit.
was that between eSIMs between different carriers?
So
He's gonna get mad again.
Verizon, here was my issue with Verizon.
Yes.
When they started, when 5G started to become more of a thing in rural areas, I really started to notice that my phone would flip-flop a lot between 4 and 5G.
right.
Yeah.
Every single fucking time that my phone would go to 5G, I could make calls and make texts, but I had no internet activity. I literally had screenshots that I brought into Verizon with speed tests of 5G network Verizon from Ookla, and it just errored out.
With
But
full
yet if
bars
I
of
would,
signal.
with full fucking bars of 5G, but if I had 2 bars of 4G, I would have internet access.
Right.
Then, of course, that was like, oh, well, let's reset your network, which
Ruined all your passwords.
do
your
not
settings.
ever let them do that.
No.
Ever. It deletes all of your Bluetooth, all of your Wi-Fi, and like resets your whole 4G, 5G bullshit, whatever. Don't let them do it. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
Scam.
Yeah.
Well, I was working at the radio station that time, so I had like 80 plus Wi-Fi's
Yeah.
saved because I was moving in between places all the time.
And then you had 0.
Yeah, and then I had to re-enter everything. So, I will say for me personally right now, I've in the 2 days that I've had it, I've dropped to 4G once,
Yeah,
and
I
it
was
was
just
for
saying,
like 2 minutes.
Their ultra wide coverage here is like really fucking good.
So,
Okay.
I'm pretty happy with it so far because Jason has AT&T. So like I've
Yeah.
noticed like when we've gone to Varna and I've had like maybe 2 bars of 4G and I'm like trying to get things to load for work, he has full bars of 5G and it's like, oh yeah, shit's loading fine for me.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It
I
just
can't-
it
I
just all
can't-
depends where you're at.
well, yeah, but like I can't pass that up.
Right.
I need my phone to work for work. So if it's going to work in these areas, I'm just going to go with AT&T. And I'm
Right.
just kind of tired of Verizon's bullshit.
I mean, you had a pretty shitty experience. From,
Yeah. And I mean, nothing. I don't want to completely blame it on our Verizon store because it's not a
the digital
Verizon
store?
store.
I was gonna say,
Not
it's
even
not
a
like a
Verizon store.
yeah. They're
It's
just like a reseller.
B-Mobile store.
Is that what it is
store.
now?
Yes.
Okay.
They're a distribution hub for
Yeah,
Verizon.
that's the word I was looking for.
So like I remember when I upgraded to the 22 from my S9 and was like, oh well, hey, since I upgraded to the Ultra with the 512 gigabit, I get free AirPods for like $100 or something. They're like, nope.
Not here, you don't.
I'm like, what the? It literally shows it right here. Well, we're not Verizon. We're B-Mobile.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Fuckers.
you fucking assholes.
They know what they're doing.
They know.
So it's like, at least I know that the Verizon store in town is a Verizon store.
you mean the AT&T?
Yeah, AT&T.
store.
Or sorry, AT&T
But
is
yes.
AT&T. It's not some knockoff BS.
Right.
So if we don't like it, we don't like it. Who
Right.
cares?
Sure.
And it depends, like I said, where you're at. Like
Yeah.
when Caitlin and I were in Colorado years ago, she was on some carrier that used Verizon towers. She had service, I didn't. But
Right. It depends on where you're at.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
fucking Puerto Rico, I had service everywhere. Caitlin was lucky to get one bar.
Yeah.
I can't believe
But-
you guys aren't on a phone plan together yet.
It is cheaper for me to be on my dad's.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Well, because I'm on a plan from 2012.
yeah, that's yeah.
He gets a union discount.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah,
So my
you're-
phone bill is 30.
Yeah, you're good, man. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Same.
I'm never
My
fucking
bad.
switching.
My bad.
And that's kind of the
Unless if they like start being nitpicky about like what I can and can't have with this plan, then I'll
Well,
switch.
regardless.
Like Caitlin's Verizon plan, she doesn't get the good 5G.
Mm-hmm.
She gets 5G, but it's like
5G-ish.
50 down and 10
yeah.
up if
It's
you're
the
lucky.
low priority stuff.
Yeah, which she doesn't need anything
Yeah,
crazy,
she's at
but
home.
I mean, for the price she's paying, it's just like,
Really?
yeah, it's like that's
Yeah.
why I'm not switching.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like that's kind of how it was with me and Tori both. But like at the same time, it's like if anything goes wrong with my phone or like I need to go into the Verizon store or B-Mobile or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
It's this whole fucking rigmarole of hold on, I gotta call my uncle and what's the pin to this and what's the account, and it's like, well, he's the owner of the account and you're just an authorized user, so you can't do that. He has to come in, and it's like, I'm not gonna fucking
Yeah,
bother
that sounds
him
like a
with this.
Verizon thing.
It's just jump through hoop, and it's I'm fucking just done with it.
Yeah.
So that's why we went to AT&T.
Yeah,
I got you.
I guess.
So
So what else has gone wrong on your week to hell?
got done with AT&T. Tori took off for other shit she had to do that day, and I had the whole day off. So
So you went fishing.
no, I wanted to go fishing.
Didn't have a pole.
It didn't have a pole.
At that, so Saturday I went and I bought another pole to swap it out. So I was all good.
Big
so
pole guy.
yeah, so I hopped over to our local like phone computer repair place, TME.
Oh, okay.
And,
like connecting point.
No.
I was just saying, oh,
God,
brother.
no.
Oh, God.
I can do that shit better than them.
They provide solutions.
I know more than you.
Brother, a kid off the street can do better work than them.
Yeah. So hopped
Okay.
over to TME, basically walked in, was like, all right, look, here's the deal.
I
Phone-
fucked up.
I fucked up.
Phone's fucked. Phone has everything on it. Everything is in like engagement pictures, the fish I've caught, shitbox like diagrams and stuff,
Pictures of the shit box.
pictures of the shitbox, like owner's manuals. Like my entire owner's and service manual for my motorcycle are on my phone.
Maybe you could find them somewhere else.
I could. The service manual is going to be a bitch to find. I
you
already
found it the
know.
first time.
I didn't find it. Jack found it.
Well, he can find
Yeah,
it again.
whatever.
But regardless,
Like all my passwords for work, everything
just figured
are
those
on my phone.
forgot password button. Click.
No. Pain in the ass.
300 times.
So
So
basically brought it in and was like, all I need is data recovery. I need this phone to turn on long enough to back it all up.
and transfer it
that's
to
it.
this phone.
That's it.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, $90. I was like, all right, cool. When's it going to be
For
done?
data recovery, that's not bad.
Yeah.
She's like, well, maybe today, probably tomorrow. I'm like, fuck. Okay. All right, whatever.
Yeah. Cool.
So went home
Cried.
Tuesday, cried, almost started drinking because that's just how pissed I was.
It's
at
like
this point.
10:30 in the morning at this
It
point.
was like 11, and I was like, I could use a stiff fucking drink. I'm so mad. Went downstairs, got my work laptop set up with my desktop because, you know, shit's just intermingled between passwords and passwords, whatever.
Started to organize all your stuff.
Literally sat down, got comfortable, internet stops working.
Just
Like,
use the
okay.
hotspot on your phone. Oh.
Well, I had
your
my
new phone,
new
yeah,
phone at
I
that
know.
point.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, all right,
Still.
you know, whatever. Like I've noticed kind of lately, you know, like with Xfinity, like the modem just stops. I got to go and unplug it and it comes right back up.
Yeah.
So I had pulled my router PF Sense up and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, like the WAN side's down. It's not getting an IP. So I'll go restart the modem. Go upstairs, restart the modem, come back downstairs, scroll on TikTok for like 10, 15 minutes, look up at my screen. Still nothing. Like, okay. I'm going to go restart the modem and my router at the same time because my router is basically, I think I have a picture of it.
Is it
It's
this
just
box?
it's
It's
just
a
a
little
mini.
tower, ain't it?
No, it's a little mini computer.
Oh, it's that. Okay.
I have 3 Ethernet ports and 2 SFP ports.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, like, this thing is pretty warm usually all the time. I try to clean it regularly so it doesn't get too hot.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time it's powered down because it's on a battery backup, so it stays on. So, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'll restart the modem. I'll restart the router.
Yeah.
Go back downstairs, scroll TikTok. Another 15 minutes go by. Still nothing. Like, fuck. Call Jack up because Jack's the one who helped me build my internet system in the house.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's doing this. He's like, huh. Well, that's really fucking weird. He's like, well, I've had a lot of issues with Xfinity lately of them pushing updates to the modem and basically knocking all of the config file out.
Sure.
It just like resets itself.
Sure.
So take my work laptop upstairs. So my modem uses what's called link aggregation. So it's using 2 Ethernet ports as one.
Yeah.
Because the Ethernets are built as, say, 1 gig each. When you use both of them and use link aggregation, it's adding those together so I'm able to pull data faster.
It'll combine
When
those
we-
two 1
Correct.
gigs into a single 2
When I
gig.
had the same modem as you, that's what I did too.
I love that router. Or modem.
Mine died. I was so upset.
They're so expensive. They're like $300.
Oh, dude, my new one was $150. Tell me about it.
Hey, that's pretty cheap. I think I paid like $280 for mine. Fuck. Just my modem.
God.
So, get logged into that. Can't remember the fucking password because, of course, it's not the default one.
Is it on your phone?
No. Thank God. Was
it the serial number?
No.
Ooh.
Because that I had, when we had set everything up, I changed it. So that was actually secure.
Yeah.
Cringe. Admin password gang.
Yikes.
No. Well, it was either
No.
admin password or CUS admin password.
Custom.
Wasn't
admin.
either of those.
Oof.
Turns out if you put the wrong password in, it locks you out for 15 minutes.
So scroll
Live
TikTok.
Scroll
15.
TikTok.
Scrolled TikTok for another 15 minutes, but in that 15 minutes, I thought, I know for a fact I have used my desktop to log into this modem.
Sure.
So I bet that subnet is saved in my password.
You would sure think so.
Sure enough, it was. Thank fuck.
Nice.
Get into the modem. Hey, look at that. Link aggregation's turned off. Turn it back on, plug it back in, go downstairs. Still not getting internet on my desktop. This is weird. So I'm like looking at PF Sense and everything, and like I was still talking to Jack at this time. He's been on the phone with me for like an hour and a half.
I'm assuming you're also like checking your phone for Wi-Fi signal.
No,
Not
because
just
I had
looking at the
because
desktop?
I had turned my Wi-Fi off on my phone.
Okay, because it wasn't working, so you turned it off.
But I have the main Euro is downstairs, and then I have a secondary upstairs.
right.
Notice both of them were red, like I had already
Okay.
tried to
Yeah.
restart them because they'll flash and they'll go solid white,
Gotcha.
meaning that they're online. So I'm like, okay, we're going back and forth. We're looking at some different settings, trying to run ping tests through the router specifically, because now we know the modem's good, but the router's like
Are not working.
getting internet, but it's not distributing it. So it's like, okay, like what the fuck? So start working on that, start doing some tests and doing this, that, and everything else. And it's like, okay, well, we both have no idea what the hell's going on. So it's like, okay, go to the dashboard of PF Sense, which shows, kind of like your activity, what's active, ad blocker, shit like that. But it'll also try to see, it'll auto check for an update.
Sure.
It's like, okay, there's a big update. I was like 3 or 4 updates behind because it was stable, wasn't going to mess with it, whatever.
Yep.
So
Joke's on you.
it searches, hey, you have a big update. I'm like, okay, the router's definitely getting internet.
If it's
activity.
finding the new updates, then it
Yes.
has signal. Yes.
Save the config file because I've learned better over the past and updated the router. Router comes back up after fucking 15 minutes. Another, scrolling TikTok. Still no internet access on my desktop.
Hell yeah.
So, like, me and Jack are just kind of both scratching our heads like, what the hell is going wrong now? So he's like, fuck it. Restart your computer. Like,
Okay.
all right, you know
Sure.
that's a good thing to get out of the way. Windows doing stupid shit.
Static IP getting stuck and lost.
Just
or something.
do
I
you
have
have-
no internet.
Do you have statics on your network?
No, some, but not my desktop.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
I have like certain things set to static.
Yeah.
It's-
Your NAS and stuff probably.
yeah, my
Yeah,
NAS is set
NAS
to a
is a
static.
must,
I
yeah.
think my old backup PC set to static because I was running servers off that for a while. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Simple things that never get touched anyway.
Yeah.
They're either on or off, or on all the time or off all the time. Doesn't matter.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah.
Sure enough, restart my computer. Hey, I have internet activity. Finally.
Cool.
Sure as shit, I had like finally opened my app for all my Euros and like, yep, they've been online this whole fucking time.
See, I was waiting for the. Turns out the cat
Okay.
chewed through my Ethernet cable. Or
So,
something.
Or a fiber cable.
Yeah.
I was waiting like, oh, I apparently have a mouse in my basement.
yeah, my stuff's unplugged.
I was gonna guess that, but then I also remember you never shut your computer down, do you?
Never.
No.
I've been
No.
getting better about putting it to sleep.
No, you're not.
That's
just not true.
Yeah.
No, I
Sleep
never.
is not.
But you
I-
don't. But
I-
you don't like shut it down.
Nope.
That's
Okay.
bad.
Ever.
That's
So,
bad
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
I was
That's
say,
why
yeah,
all your coils fucking whine.
I was gonna say I schedule every day for the server to shut down from 3 a.m. to 4,
Just to give it a break.
just to give it a break.
See, I like.
enough.
And that's when no one's ever on it anyway.
I
so.
turn my computer on to use it and then turn it off because it boots in like 15.
My
Well,
shit,
my
my
gaming
shit
computer,
hasn't
yeah.
been on in 3 months.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean my gaming computer. Yeah, I do that, but
Nope.
The server,
Shit's
yeah,
on
it's always
all the
on.
time, 24/7.
Yeah, but yours isn't a server. It's just a computer. You could turn
My
it off.
NAS
Well, I don't.
probably hasn't lost power in 4 years.
That's so cringe.
or hasn't been off in
That's
4 years.
Don't.
And they're
like that.
mechanical drives.
Yeah.
Dead.
I
need
mean,
to
do
upgrade
you
that fucker.
set them to like shut down after?
Nope.
No.
Oh yeah.
Just raw dogging 10 years of progress.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's backed up.
Okay, so your net was fine the whole time. You were just bad at
Well,
troubleshooting.
no, my modem had completely reset thanks to Xfinity, so I had to fix that, and then
Yeah.
everything else was fine. My Windows just.
But you turned the Wi-Fi off on your phone. Never thought to check it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's,
at
that's
this
why
point,
I asked that. I'm
yeah.
like, I'm pretty sure the Wi-Fi is working at this point,
Yeah.
and you're just being silly.
Yep.
But the lights were red at one point though.
They were. They were.
But they're red because there's no devices connected to them.
They were red because my modem wasn't
Yeah, that too.
passing internet
Oh
through it.
yeah.
So at this point,
You're passing a
I had-
kidney stones. You're pissed.
so
Please
I
continue.
had broken a fishing rod,
Mm-hmm.
my phone, got a new phone, and data recovery.
Did you
Ma-
get the data recovered?
I did get the data recovered.
Nice.
I guess we didn't go over that. So yesterday, TME called me and was like, hey, we put enough parts into your phone temporarily to at least get it on and functioning.
Could they have not have just fixed your phone?
Yeah, but then I would have had to pay for parts.
Yeah, but you bought a whole new phone.
Yeah, don't really care. Because
Well, I-
turns out when we were at AT&T, I asked. I was like, so is this trade-in worth anything? I mean, like, it's bricked.
Right.
I'm sure it's going to go to, your insurance people who are just going to rip it down for parts anyway.
Yeah.
Turns out my water damaged, busted ass S22 is worth $830 fucking dollars on trade-in.
It's all
Does it say-
fake money
That's
anyway.
just like-
The
it's
new
like
phones
any
aren't worth
condition.
$2,000 either.
Yeah,
but, you know.
No.
so
yeah.
That's
whatever.
unbelievable.
So was it like any condition you'll get like top
Yep.
dollar with them?
Yeah.
That's
That's
insane.
that's the time to get a new
They're
phone.
screwing you somewhere else then, because that's
I don't know.
crazy.
Just like
So-
the U.S. economy, it's all fake numbers.
Yep.
It's fine.
it's all
Correct.
made up money.
So
Just a number on the computer screen.
they called me. I went in with a laptop and backed my entire phone up.
So
Took it home, backed it up to my desktop, then double backed it up to the NAS because that's my habit. Then I transferred everything to my phone, so I had all my contacts, all my apps, all my fucking pictures, all my notes. Everything was back the way it should be. So thank fuck.
Cool.
Good.
Very
My
cool.
phone is good back.
Good as new.
I'm gonna try to set reminders and be good about backing my phone up every month now.
yeah.
Every month?
Every month,
You're
once
not
a
doing
month.
that. You're not doing that.
6 months.
I was gonna say, damn,
at best.
I do mine every night.
Y'all back
I am
your
that
stuff up.
paranoid.
I have nothing on here I'm afraid of losing.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to do it. There's something in like Samsung that you can.
Yes.
It's in the cloud, but. And here was my point through the whole thing, because Tori was giving me shit. She's like, "Oh, why didn't you back your phone up? You back up fucking everything else."
I mean, she's right, actually.
I'm like, look, I fucking hate the cloud because the minute you need, like, holy shit, this is the only thing that I have left. nothing's there.
Sure.
Ever.
Well, it has like a 50 gig data cap, and you're like, I need to put 500 gigs on here.
Well, not that much, but it's like I at least need my contacts, my notes, and if I could, my pictures. And it's like I have 2 contacts, a notes from 4 years ago from just some random bullshit, and like 2 pictures.
Hey, my contact was in there. You could have figured it out.
And it's like, oh, well, what the fuck? Why did I try?
You could just troubleshoot that and
I
figure
just
it out.
I
You
just hate
haven't.
the cloud because the minute you absolutely need it, it does not work.
It sounds like you haven't used it in a while, and you could just troubleshoot.
No, I
that
just
too.
fucking hate the cloud.
So you're the biggest data hoarder that any of us know.
Yes,
and, you
and I
won't store
keep
it
everything
locally.
physical. Yes.
Now you store it locally.
Yes. I fucking hate cloud storage.
Yes, very cool. So that was your week, or is there more?
There's more.
Oh my god.
So
Did you break your transfer case on your XJ or no?
no. So today
Oh, it keeps going.
it keeps going. So
Oh boy.
today
gonna be the
was at
day.
my first job in Ottawa, and you know, I was there to reroute a cable before it got buried.
Okay.
They came in, they did a driveway bore, so it wasn't a house wrap where it goes all the way around the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like looking, and like usually with the bore team, they take a spade shovel and they nicely chunk out a section of dirt, and then they pull it away, they put a flag in it, they run the conduit, and they either have it set next to it or on top of it.
They kind of mark it some way.
It's pretty obvious where a driveway bore is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not fucking there whatsoever. So I'm like, okay.
Were you at the wrong house?
No, I was not.
Damn.
The bore team bored at the wrong house because Google Maps is messed up. So whatever.
Even
That was
worse.
like 20 minutes of like back and forth, taking pictures, talking to 3 different people, whatever.
See, if they had Apple Maps, they would have been in the wrong
No,
state.
Apple Maps. Yes.
My shit works.
So
Don't you use Google Maps?
No.
Okay.
Fuck no.
Okay. Anyway.
I don't like. I'm starting to dislike Apple Maps more now,
Yeah.
but I still don't. I hate Google Maps. Actually,
it's so much better.
it is the most like Neanderthal fucking app ever. I use Waze as my secondary. Google
Wait,
Maps
okay.
is a third.
Waze is owned by Google, to be fair.
Waze-
Yes, but it's a
pretty-
better interface.
Yes.
Yeah.
It uses
Yeah,
Google
way
Maps. It's a better
better, absolutely.
interface.
It is a
Yes.
better interface.
But it is
I
Google
will
Map.
give you that.
Yeah. So like I said, if I can't figure it out with
If you can avoid
Apple
using
Maps,
Apple.
I usually use Waze, especially to be like, well,
Where are the cops
yeah,
at?
I was like, let's just take a little like meander on the route here, pick out where all the cops are. I'm like,
Exactly.
okay, now I know where they're at. Let's go back to the fucking
Yeah.
GPS.
so,
Okay, so back to your boring.
in between that, because when I hop out of the truck and I know it's a fiber call, I take my splice box, which has my splicer, like my hand tools to strip everything back,
Your
stuff like that.
strippers, yeah.
My side cuts and little kind of tools.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I had set that down next to my truck
And then it got stolen
before
by
I was
squirrels.
digging and
Okay.
everything, and then in and out of my truck 4 times and taking pictures. Well, turns out that I left my fucking splicer in Ottawa today.
Oh, you
And
set it
I-
on the ground
Yep.
and then started digging.
Yep.
And then the fiber
put my
was
shovel away.
because
and
the
then,
fiber wasn't there because
Yep.
they went to the wrong place.
And well, the tube wasn't there, but yeah, whatever.
But yes.
Put my shovel back in my truck, got my truck, and fucking left.
Oh.
And did the rest of my route plus another job and some other stuff. And realized at like 3:30, like I don't have my splicer. in
Well,
my
luckily,
truck.
all those tools are really cheap and really easily available.
No, that splicer's like $4,000.
Yeah, I know.
So I was like,
So,
Fuck.
do you call your boss or
Nope.
do you just drive to Ottawa?
I booked it straight to fucking Ottawa.
Just immediately go.
And I knew exactly where it was. Thank God. Because usually,
thought.
like, I lose tools all the time. You
like
know,
your
whatever.
knives.
Yeah, like
Milwaukee
my
folding
knives.
knives you lose everywhere.
I lost that. What else have I lost?
Motivation.
I lost, I lost my vault puller, which is very fucking handy because half the lids are plastic and half the lids are like 200-pound concrete. And I lost my poker because I've organized my truck to where my shovel, my vault puller, and my poker, and then I have a pickaxe and what we call a moon shovel. It's
Okay.
basically like a giant pizza cutter with like a 40-pound handle on it.
Away, yeah.
Fucker's nice for cutting up roots and shit.
Sure.
Are all in tubes up in my cage. To keep stuff from hitting, I had to, drop the ass end of my vault puller and my poker. So if my back's open and I take off, they kind of just slide out. I don't know where the fuck them went, but they're gone.
You and your vault puller and Andy's gas can hanging on by a thread.
So,
Happens.
It
yeah.
happens, you know.
So, got all the way to Oglesby at like 3:30 and realized I didn't have my $4,000 splicer or
then
any of my
cried.
tools and went, fuck, I gotta go. Luckily, it was still there.
Lucky for you.
I would say,
Yeah.
holy.
If I would have seen it, that thing's
shit.
gone.
So,
I'm hitting it with a car.
Yep.
I don't even want it.
So yeah, it's. Oh, and then of course when I got here to podcast, I realized that my glasses case, because I swap in between my regular glasses and my sunglasses, were not in my backpack.
Have you tried just seeing better?
No,
What about LASIK?
I don't think I could do the eye drops.
Shooting fucking lasers. You get used to it. It's
I would say you got used to
I
it.
fucking hate eye drops.
2 weeks of absolute shit and it sucks, and then it's a month of like this is mildly annoying.
I'd
and
rather
then,
kill
And then
myself.
your
done.
life is just better.
Yeah, you get 10 to 15 years of
Wait till after you're
perfectly
married.
fine.
So yeah,
What happens
That's,
after the 10, 15?
You give up.
It'll wear out. It'll just have to use cheaters, or you can re-up it, and then they only promise 5. But my dad's buddy did it 30 years ago in one time, and he's like, "No, I still have really good vision." I'm like, so basically, like 10
it's
to
like a
15 is like the
gamble?
low end. Yeah.
Okay.
It depends how bad it was to start with. I
when
think.
you try to pull your
Gosh.
contacts out, but remember you just got LASIK.
No thank you.
Y'all wear contacts. Yikes.
Good.
Shit's
Yeah.
So I broke a fishing rod, fucked up my phone, got a new phone like a big boy. Had to data recover my old phone. Thank God that worked.
Yep.
My internet was broken for like 2 hours.
It was
thanks
broken
to-
for 10 minutes, and it took you 2 hours to figure it out.
No, it was broken longer than that because trying to get into the modem. Whatever.
Sure.
And then I lost my fiber splice case today.
What a day. What a week. What a year.
I'm really tired of this shit, y'all.
You got to
That's
start.
too damn bad.
You just got to start winning.
I'm so tired of this shit.
Just start winning. It's fine.
So yeah, that's been my week.
That's been quite the week.
Long story long.
That is short story long,
Yeah.
brother. That is what that is.
It's been a hell of a week.
Yeah. Don't worry. Next week will be way worse.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, don't say that.
At least I can laugh about it if it's worse.
You think
So
so?
without being pissed.
It could get way worse.
Right.
So, yep. I'm gonna quit yapping now.
You're all caught up on your things.
Yep.
All right, Andy.
Man.
You get to yap now.
Just kidding. Shut the fuck up.
As of last
Wow.
time we talked, you had broken all your shit, pushed off the trailer, and then cried. Has anything updated since then?
Yeah, actually. So
With the Jeep?
don't go.
yeah,
uh-oh.
well, kind of. Pretty shortly after I finished wiping away my tears, I found a guy. What I was assuming was
Wiping your ass after getting butt fucked.
He was very polite. Okay.
Yeah, went on Marketplace as you do. Saw an ad. What was the first thing I saw? I think I was searching for a transfer case.
Because you needed a transfer case, leaf springs,
Yep.
and
Re-welding
Home
anti-wrap
building
bar.
Motivation.
Motivation.
Little bit of motivation. A U-joint for my drive shaft. I'm like, all right, like let's look around. See
Did
what...
you have spare U-joints though?
No,
Not for that.
Not for that one.
Oh.
because that was brand new and
Did
nice.
you
and
only
shiny
have?
still.
Oh.
Yeah, I had one for the old axle shafts I used to run. Now I just carry it as just kind of just in
Oh
case.
fuck, spare for anybody
Yeah,
else.
for somebody else.
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Yeah. Correct.
But yeah, so I still do. Oh no, I did buy that.
Yeah,
I did
so
buy a U joint from the parts store. Bought something else.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Some
bought
other
an oil
shit.
filter for the
for the
Legacy.
W for the W. Oh,
Legacy needed an oil change,
For
so
the
I
blue
went to
Subaru.
the white Subaru.
White Subaru.
Oh, no, white
white
Subaru,
Subaru.
sorry.
White Subaru needed an oil change because that's still the daily.
Hell yeah.
But I bought the oil from Menards because I was getting 11% back. So I'm like,
Hell yeah.
I'm like the cheapest fucking
Save
5W30
big
you
money
have
at
for this thing. I don't
Menards.
care.
Base. You still using 530? Yikes.
It doesn't leak.
Don't know.
The
how-
Better
power
than
steering-
1540.
I'll say the power steering leaks like a sieve, but the oil's fine.
It doesn't rattle the rod bearings out of it.
Not yet.
That's crazy.
That poor
crazy.
2.2.
Yeah, so I went to the parts store, bought a U-joint for the drive shaft. That needs to go in.
That's the easiest
At
thing.
some point, I found a couple of transfer cases. I was looking for parts Jeeps, actually, just
There's a
because
whole ass Jeep.
I also want to have a spare motor to build into a 4.7 stroker because
Stroker.
when
Why
I blow
not?
mine up, I'm going to need to put one in, and that's
It'd be sick.
It'd be nice to
That's
have
fair.
a couple $100 into a spare motor. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, I figured like, okay, buy a $500 to $1,000 parts Jeep. Ideally
Pull
closer
a
to
bunch
$500
of
bucks.
parts off it. Yeah.
Yeah, have a spare motor, use the transfer case now, have a spare trans, part out shit I really don't need, whatever.
Right.
Never hurts to have spare parts.
Yeah.
We should just open a junkyard at
spare
this fucking
parts.
point.
Say, what,
I
you
was
guys wanna
literally
open a
thinking about
parts
that on the way
store?
here.
You want to go? I'll go splitsies with you on a junkyard.
You have one car. I guess the Impala and the donor Subaru. You got
Yeah,
two
I'll say,
cars
yeah,
to
we
put in
got-
there.
You know what was funny?
you got the Blazer to put in there.
Hey,
You got
yeah.
Impala to
we
put in
got
there.
three.
You got 3 cars in the
It
junkyard.
was funny. My
already.
aunt called me. She's like, "How's the Impala doing?" I'm like, "It's fine.
Oh, no.
It's great.
Couldn't tell
It
you.
Looks good
It-
under the cover.
It's been sitting for a while." Funny enough, the wind kicked
gaslighted.
up enough.
It
And
rolled
blew
down the hill.
and blew the cover off, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll put the cover on." I'm like fighting it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, "Why the fuck does this thing fit like shit?" Like it wasn't great to begin with, but like this is definitely worse. I'm looking, I'm like, it's on backwards. I'm not gonna fix it. I'll fix it when it blows back off again. And I looked today, and it's blown off again.
Add that to your week.
Fuck. So we're opening a junkyard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
2
But-
dudes and an excavator.
You got to buy the
yeah.
excavator first.
Fuck.
Yeah, this is true. I was looking around. Yeah, I think I found a couple transfer cases, which I didn't even call the local junkyard because I knew he had a Jeep there and I knew it was going to be cheap. But I'm like, maybe I find something on Marketplace because I'm bored at work anyway.
Something you just
so-
roll
Well,
up on a
and-
trailer, bring home,
And
tear
you,
apart.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
really know the condition of stuff that's at the junkyard.
Yeah, well, I'll say I knew he'd sell me the transfer case for probably less than $100. But I just have to go out and take it out. Which I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't really know if I want to do that quite yet.
It's not the most fun
I'm
job.
like, let's see if I can find a parts Jeep while I'm ready to spend money on it. Let's look and see what I
The
can
great
spend.
benefit of a parts Jeep is you can do it in your own garage and take
Yes.
it apart, not
Yes.
in a junkyard
And
laying
also,
on the ground.
I now have a nice enclosed area to put other shit in, like other spare parts and whatnot.
Yep.
It's not in my shipping container, just kind of
right.
junk.
You have room now.
Yeah. But kind of was looking, didn't really find any Jeeps like super close or super like worthwhile. And then I found a guy who had a 231 transfer case, which is my exact one, but it had an advanced adapters
Slip yoke eliminator.
SYE slip yoke eliminator actual kit. So it has an actual shaft that goes into the
Drive shaft?
No.
it's,
So this is a
it's an
transfer
output
case.
shaft of the transfer case,
Pull up
but
a
it has an
picture.
actual yoke on it instead of like what I did, which is cut a spline shaft and just it's called a hack and tap. You literally hack the shaft to length it needs,
And then drill and tap it.
Drill and tap it to put a center bolt in, which we have since welded that together to make
'Cause
it work.
It was coming apart.
Yeah.
This has an entire main shaft in it.
Yes, this
That's
is a
already-
whole piece, like properly done.
Okay, cool.
The hack and tap was, I think, $100. This kit is like $275.
And you have to disassemble your whole case.
Yeah. So I did it the cheap way because the cheap way was the
Fuck
best
it.
way at the time.
It was
and
fine.
It worked. That was not the part that broke. The hack and tap is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, this case already has it done to it.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I get
Upgrades,
I get at
people,
least
upgrade.
$250 in parts, not to mention a $100 transfer case that is also like working good.
How much did he want?
$250
That was his asking price.
was his
$250.
asking price.
That ain't bad.
Well,
Well,
I looked at his profile and he's selling a drive shaft, which would be a great spare for me.
So he's parting out another
Same
Jeep.
brand
and
that I'm
an
running
af-
already.
yeah, already
Different,
an aftermarket drive
yeah.
shaft.
That's at least a $500 drive shaft. He was trying to get $300 out of it. The SYE and
Leaf springs.
yeah.
Rubicon.
Transfer case with an SYE kit.
Dang,
and,
this
and
dude's a
leaf springs.
fucking one-stop shop.
So I'm like, this guy is 100% doing what I should do, which is triangulated four-linking and going to like air shocks or coilovers in the back,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I roll up to his house last Friday after work. Like 2 hours and 15 minutes up to his place.
Yeah, he's like South Wisconsin or something.
Yeah, just south of Wisconsin, still
Yeah,
Illinois.
right.
Listener of Total Off Road. Had Steve and somebody else as friends. I'm like, oh hey, like you listen to the
Steve.
podcast, whatever. He's like, oh yeah.
Awesome.
You're like, I've been on it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm famous.
But
I'm
yeah,
that dude.
I'm like, or he had a Toyota in the garage. He's like, yeah, I'm stealing the axles out of this, putting it in this. I'm fucking done with this XJ. He's
He's
done
parting it out.
He's scrapping it. Like he's done with it. He's like, yeah, I back halved it. Yeah, I did all the things, and now I'm just
done.
like, he back halved it with a like 110 flux core welder. He's like, I learned to weld on this thing. Like, I've learned so much. It's been
Yikes.
good.
And now that he looks at it, he's like, I shouldn't have done any of these things
He's like,
to it.
now I'm just ready to put it into something way nicer. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. It's like an 05 Toyota 4Runner.
Sure.
Like, now it's gonna get a Super Duty front and a 14 bolt rear. I'm like,
That's
that's gonna be pretty nice.
Yeah.
So,
So you're like, let me buy the whole Jeep.
no,
Oh.
because I saw the Harbor Freight
It was
fucking flux core welds. I'm like, I don't want anything.
Gross. Cut those out.
I forgot to tell him, hey, I'll take that front bumper. It was an Ari's Fab, just a fucking winch plate essentially.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it'd be better than this piece of shit 2-inch tube that I have on mine right
You're
now.
like, tell me
so.
what scrapyard you take this to,
And then
just let me
tell
know.
me.
he worked out a deal. So
Okay.
yeah. So I got
Oh.
3.5-inch Rubicon Express leaf springs that were listed for $100.
which is roughly the same thing you have on there now.
I don't know what brand they were. I don't know. These aren't double wrapped,
No.
so I know they're not the same.
Which
brand
might be
that-
better,
That
honestly.
did break. Yeah. I at this point they're
Yeah.
better than the flat ones I currently have that I was about to
Yeah.
put back in.
Yep.
For maybe $100 more, but I got.
Hey man, $100 to beat the absolute piss
Yeah, I'm either
out
gonna
of 'em.
break these again, or I'm gonna not, or I'll bend
Yeah.
them and know that I need to do
Yep.
something better, and
Yeah.
probably
Right.
go with the $400 set of Iron Rock off-road leaf springs,
Mm-hmm.
or a $1,200 set of Alcan leaf springs.
Or links and coils. And
The $100 is just now the $20. Like, oh fuck,
The
I'll throw-
$100 is gonna get me
I'll-
hopefully through the end of the year, and then maybe
Yeah.
next year I'll put the Iron Rock off-road.
But
leaf
like
and shit. So.
for parts stuff, it's like, oh fuck, I'll throw $20 at it. That's
Well,
where $100 is at.
I asked him, I'm like, what will you take for the transfer case, the Tom Woods drive shaft,
Ooh, so you were trying to
and the leaf
do a
spring.
group.
one guy with
because
all
it's
the
one guy.
stuff.
He also had Iron Man 4x4 off-road leaf spring buckets.
Mm-hmm.
I already have those.
yeah.
So I'm like,
I
you
know they work
literally
with
like the everything.
You're
worth
copying my
value-
build.
Yeah, like everything that was coming off your Jeep, I already have. I just need it because I broke everything,
Send
and I want
send him
spare
a
drive
fucking
shaft.
cease
Yeah.
and
I just
desist.
need a new version of these things.
Yeah, and so I'm like, how much would you take for all of this? So list price was
Yeah.
$250,
It's
$100,
100, 300, and 250.
Yeah. So what was that going to be?
650. 650 total. Yeah.
He's like, I'll take 600. I'm like, I don't need the drive shaft.
and it's $300.
$550.
$300. I'm like, I really like. I
Five-
don't need the Tom Woods drive shaft. He's like, I'll
$550.
throw in some stock front XJ drive shafts. I'm like, they aren't going to work.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
He told me, he's like, this drive shaft is for a stretch, and I'm like, yes, I know. That's why I'm
Been
that's
there,
why
done
I'm
that.
interested
Yeah.
in this.
It's the right
Um,
measurement and stuff.
It is the wrong U joints are 1350, but he gave me a 1350 yoke for the
transfer case.
transfer case for the SYE.
That's pretty nice.
and a 1310, which is the one I have. So I just need to keep that yoke with this spare drive shaft.
Just zip
so,
tie it to the drive shaft
yes,
or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep it as a spare, and then run a conversion joint to go to the 14 bolt that I have.
Yeah.
Because his is a 1350 on the 14 bolt. I have a
Conversion
1410.
joints are just such goofy little things.
Yeah, they're ugly, but they'll work, especially to get me off trail or to do one
To do-
trip or whatever.
Yeah,
so.
to do whatever with. Yeah.
So it should work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, would you take 500? He's like, yeah, that'll work. I'm like,
Oh hell
fucking
yeah!
perfect. So I-
500 and a firm handshake,
so I'm like,
buddy.
okay, I get. In my mind, the leaf springs were a convenience thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I 100 to $150 in my mind for those are fine.
$100 all fucking day.
And that's basically just $150 to be better than what I have now.
They're nicer
flat
than stock
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not
In my
broken.
mind, I was gonna for sure not spend $100 on a transfer case, but now I can bring the SYE kit to any other or any other transfer case if I blow another one up.
Yeah. As long as you don't
So-
actually break the
so
main
this
shaft.
Is
yeah.
for sure at least a $200 value.
easily
Oh, yeah.
money well spent.
Oh,
And then,
yeah.
like I said, the drive shaft is just kind of a spare thing, which I do not have, and it's kind of nice to have. So,
Yeah.
So yeah. Ideally, I
pretty
got
good deal.
a decent bit of a deal. And,
Do like a
and
good
then I get
deal.
there.
Potentially an Aries Fab bumper.
Well, no, I'm not driving there for it. It's like
Bitch.
$100 bumper. Honestly, I just
pro-
need to buy one. Like I was gonna tell him, hey, I'll give you $60 for it.
You're like, while I'm here, like, let's make
Like
it 550.
I couldn't tell
give
if
me
it
that
was
bumper.
welded or bolted on. If it was for sure bolted on, I was gonna be like, yeah, here's $40-$60. Like
You're like, let's do 600. You give me that bumper.
yeah, right.
You know.
Well, I get there. He's like, "Hey, here's a brand new O'Reilly's fuel pump, a spare electric fan, and a shroud, and a spare serpentine belt."
For free?
Yeah, he's like, "I just don't need it." Oh, and then the two front shafts, the stock XJ shafts or drive shafts.
Drive shaft.
Drive shafts. He's like, "Here, you can have these too." I'm like, "I have fucking 4 of them, but thanks, I guess."
Fuck
He's
it,
like,
man.
"I'm just getting it out of my garage."
Free
I'm like,
shit
"All
is
right,
free
hey,
shit.
whatever, dude."
He's
So,
like, hey, it's free. You want it or not? You're like, I guess.
I'm like, "Hey, appreciate it. All right,
I got
that
passed
works."
up. Free shit.
do something with them.
So yeah,
Dope.
yeah, so he's
Hey, you got a pretty fucking good deal.
yeah, was able to make it back to my little cousin's 8th grade or both of my cousins, one was graduating 8th grade, one was graduating high school.
Yep.
Made it to their fucking graduation party, said hi to everybody, and I'm like,
Hell
cool, it's worked. So
Good.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's your plan is stock-ish parts back together. Don't change anything too crazy.
pretty much.
Just
Now
see
I
what
have a spare
happens.
drive shaft and a good SYE kit, and
Nice.
keep running it and find more weak links.
Beat the fuck out of it.
So
I gotcha.
yeah,
Good shit.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Blue Subaru get anything done?
yes.
Ooh.
Today actually. Oh,
Today.
ordered the fuel lines that it needed through a guy from the WRX group on Facebook.
Soft line or hard line?
Hard
Hard
lines.
lines.
Nice.
They're 7 feet long with many bends in them.
Factory bends?
Yes.
A factory
Oh.
line.
Yes.
fuck
They
yeah.
run underneath the seat,
Yep.
down the
Yeah,
side skirt,
it's
inside
weird.
the car, up the firewall, through the firewall, around the brake booster, and then they end there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, where the fuel rail kind of starts.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like 6 inches of soft line in between it all. But yeah, so they're 7 feet long, and they're a couple bends and whatever.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
How much you pay for them?
Guy's like, it's gonna be like $70 to ship it. I'm like, would you do 100? He's like, I'll do 150. I'm like, fuck, whatever, sure.
Yeah.
$70.
Give him
for-
150. That was the Tuesday before Memorial Day.
Ooh.
See, that's been like a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Did you even get a tracking number?
Yes,
yet?
got a tracking number
On Memorial
What's it
Day. I'm
say?
pretty
on
sure.
Memorial Day. Yeah, or like
Oh,
or
so
the,
label
yeah.
created.
We were on the
Yes.
way there, and you're like, I still haven't gotten a tracking number.
Yeah.
I
I
remember
think I
that.
got it. Yeah, either like later that day or that Saturday or whatever. I the next message was, okay, thanks. Is it USPS? Because I'm like, yeah, I still need to like find what website to plug this into. It was USPS because I just started putting them in all of them. It was USPS. I'm like, okay, cool. Label created, and then it sat. And then it sat. And it sat in Brentwood, California for literally over a week and a half.
Thank
so it looks
you,
like we're
USPS.
taking yeah.
And I'm
so-
like, cool. Did this dude fucking scam me? Did he just create the tracking number, but like he's gonna fail on it? Like I don't know.
That
how
is
this
a
works.
very real thing that happens.
is a real
Yeah, I'm like,
thing.
all right. He does sell a lot of handmade carbon fiber parts for WRXs.
Come on, Fabo.
Okay.
I checked his Instagram, his Facebook. I searched his name in multiple
So, like, he's
Subaru groups.
Somewhat legit.
No one said stay away from this guy. Whatever. I try to make
Okay.
sure of that.
Yeah.
So maybe
I'm
he's
like, okay,
just,
like-
kind of busy taking
Like yeah,
his
whatever.
time.
Like Memorial Day, sure.
He's got
Well,
life.
it depends if he created the label and
He
put it on
did.
the box or if the USPS made
He
it.
did
yeah.
create the label.
Okay.
So I'm like, cool. But then, okay, yeah. So because it was like 3 or 4 days of he created the label. Then it said Brentwood, California, USPS. It's waiting to
Yeah.
Waiting
ship.
for acceptance.
And I'm like,
yeah.
okay, now what? And so I just sits there for like a week and a half. I'm like, I'm starting to get pissed off. I at least want to know like
What's going
It
on.
did nothing. It went from Brentwood, California. A week and a half later, it was like, I'm in Peoria. And then 4 hours later, it was like, I'm trying to get dropped off at your place.
It like next day aired, but waited 2 weeks to do it. or
Yeah,
some
pretty
shit.
much. I'm like, okay, cool. And this was yesterday, 7 a.m. Failed to deliver. I'm like, I know you're not actually at my house. Like,
Not
I'm
at
like,
7
how the
a.m..
fuck did you
I
fail to
fuck-
deliver? Like,
The only thing worse than that is, well, kind of worse than that, is like, at least for us, it gets stuck between Chicago and Hodgkins.
Yeah.
And it's just sitting
St.
there
Louis.
and going back and forth. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It does this St.
When
Louis
I
to
fucking
Tennessee to
see-
Hodgkins to
No,
St.
no.
Louis.
I always get the St. Louis to Chicago to Hodgkins to Chicago to St. Louis. And it's like, you guys literally drove past my house.
like 3
Fucking
times.
3 goddamn times. Just fucking drop it off.
yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
But
Yeah.
And then your chickens died.
Some of them still pissed.
But
they were
yeah.
stuck in Peoria.
Still.
Fucking assholes.
yeah,
Stuck
so
to
I
the frying
think,
pan.
yesterday morning, like, 7:15 a.m.,
Yeah.
it's failed to deliver. I'm like,
Bastards.
I'm like, I didn't know I needed to sign for it, and it's like I read the description. It's like receptacle was blocked or already full, whatever. I'm like, yeah, they're 7 feet long. They're not fitting in a fucking mailbox.
What that means is somebody at the store or at the office looked at him and goes, I'm not delivering those.
Yeah.
They weigh a pound.
Yeah.
The cardboard weighs more than the fuel line.
That's-
I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is the problem?
I've had
but
that
I'm also
happen
like,
before, too,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay, let's see here. Like, why? Like, let's call. First off, I call. If you just type in like the X town USPS, it's
Yep.
an 800 number.
Yep.
I'm like,
it's
automated.
all automated.
I'm like, that's not what I want. I
Nope.
do some fucking digging. I go to yellowpages.com
yep, and
I
find the actual
I'm
office
like,
number.
okay, this one. It's the area code. I'm like, yeah, this is the number. Call
Yeah.
them. They're like, hey, this is whatever. I'm like, yeah, I have a package in. They're like, yeah,
You're
it's-
that guy.
I'm like, they're like, it's so big it won't fit in the van.
That's what she
I'm like-
said.
Oh.
That's
I'm like-
what she said
it's 12 inch, like it's a 12 by 12 by 7 foot.
Yeah.
Like it's not that big.
Just
Like,
lay the fucker
long.
down or strap it to the jump seat.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'm like,
you.
it's not that long. It weighs maybe 3 pounds with the cardboard and tape on it. Like,
Right. Yeah.
okay. And I'm like, okay, just leave it there. I'll be there to pick it up after work. We're good.
Right.
And he's like, okay, yeah, cool. And I get there, and they're like, okay, so you know, the box looks a little destroyed. I'm like,
Oh, fucking
damn it,
bastard.
man.
Like, oh, these 7-foot long custom lines.
Oh,
with a
yeah,
bunch
they
of
just
bends.
bent him in half.
I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, we have insurance on it for $100, so at least I'll get most of it back, whatever.
Yeah.
And I look at it, and I'm like, oh, no, this guy just put one piece, like, he custom made this box around it. It's a long ways triangle.
Yep.
That's, you know,
Sure. Yep.
it's just fucking
He
weird. I don't know
just
how to
had
explain it.
like
But
shop
then it
cardboard that he just cut and taped into a box.
It was long. It kind of worked, but it was definitely 2 pieces or 3 pieces technically.
Sure.
But the one, like where it goes through the firewall, there's so many bends that it was like, it looked like a golf club
Yeah.
or like a hockey stick.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
a wide
it's
end.
long, and then there's like a big swoop at the end. So I'm like, okay, like he put one piece of tape around it and called it good enough. I'm like, yeah, obviously that wasn't
Fair
gonna
He
work.
custom makes a box and then
And
doesn't
so,
tape it.
and she's like, okay, is there anything I need to do? I'm like, hold on. So I rip the top off, throw it to her. I'm like, pull them out. I'm like, oh, we're good. She's like, what the fuck are those? I'm like, they're
Bomb parts,
factory
don't worry
fuel
about it.
lines for a car. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they have to be this long because they have to be that. They go through the entire car.
Go through the entire
She's like,
car.
oh,
yeah.
that makes sense. She's like, I was wondering why they were so fucking light. I'm like, yeah, duh, it makes sense. And I'm like, no, these look fine. Like, there's no bends, there's no scuffs, everything looks fine. It's literally the dude just kind of made a fucked up box. I'm like, we're good. We should be good. But yeah.
Yeah,
Marcus,
you had-
want to click on the picture?
Oh,
I'll show you
hold
why
on.
I needed these.
I'm gonna switch real fast.
Oh, okay. You can just click on it. Yeah. Literally just tap the picture, the middle one.
The middle one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I need it. Oh, you gotta switch the view on this phone too.
We'll do that one.
That one, there you go. Yeah, so as you can tell,
That's a little crusty.
they rusted out.
I love how like this even looks deformed.
Well, that was deformed because
You had
when
to
it rusted,
pry it out.
Yeah, it like they seized the metal seized into like the plastic coupler that's on the plastic line that goes up to the tank, and I'm like, I need to be violent with this, but if I get too violent, I'm gonna break the fucking brittle rubber
And then never be able to
hose
get it
that
out.
goes up to the tank. So then I have to fucking drop the subframe and the tank to replace this line.
Yep.
So I'm like trying my damnedest not to break everything, but yeah.
And then you break everything.
I put an easy out in that to get it to spin.
That's a little quenchy.
I don't think you're supposed to put an
But
easy out in that.
But it worked.
Okay.
I got it out. It
Okay.
took this. Just that one piece took 45 minutes to an hour to
What?
get out of the plastic
Oh,
line,
fuck.
so that I didn't have to drop the subframe
Yep.
and the tank to
That's a
replace that.
Why didn't you
fucker.
just do it faster?
Because I didn't want to. Because I knew
You knew what was gonna
if
happen.
I fuck up, this is another 4 or 5 hours of work.
It's one of those things you're like, please don't break.
Yeah,
Please
it's like
don't
I
break.
just really
you're-
don't
when
wanna
the
do
quick
this.
20-minute job turns into an 8.5 hour everything's pulled apart
Well,
job.
I'll say no. This was like rip the interior out, get the seat out, get the fucking seatbelt out. Oh, also the fuel lines are underneath the fucking airbag wire that's connected to your seatbelt, and like you can't get that fucking wire out because
No.
it goes all the way up the fucking B pillar. And I'm like, God, fuck, or yeah, it's like the airbag wire.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
We're beating the fuck out of another engineer.
So I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? Now I'm gonna like
Cut the airbag.
Cut the airbag.
I'm gonna get the old lines out, and I'm putting the new ones right on top of them. Fuck these fucking wires.
Yeah,
like,
fuck it.
there's plenty of room underneath
Fuck
the
it.
fuel lines. Like the fuel lines are gonna be on top now.
Fuck
'cause
'em.
This is stupid.
It's one of those jobs that nothing specifically is really hard, but you are cursing the whole time.
yeah, it's
You're
like, why is
"Son
it
of a
like
bitch,
that?
son of a-"
And then I'm like, it's a fucking 20-year-old, 22-year-old car now. It's fucking disgusting from a dude, from a kid, a teenager who owned it originally. From that until he was in his 30s.
It's one of those jobs where you question who the fuck pissed the guy off who designed this. Who?
Yeah, the
what
design was
what
fucked up.
mechanic slept with the engineer's wife? Because this is bullshit.
The design was fucked up a little bit, at least.
I mean, it's a Subaru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was rusty because I don't know the dude. Like
He
there's
told you it was rusty. He
no,
was
I don't
so
know, but there's
clear
like a
about it.
mound
knew
of
that.
salt in the driver's floorboard.
Maybe you went to Bonneville. I don't know.
I don't know. It's fucking weird.
Maybe the dude just like booger sugar.
I don't know. It's
He was helping the
Anyway.
snowplows out in the winter, just throwing it out the window.
Fucking, I was like, maybe he worked. Yeah, maybe he works for the state, and he's
Yeah.
like a salt. You know,
It would get
I don't
like
know.
built up on his boots,
or
and
maybe he
then
works at a
melt off,
salt
or-
mine in fucking Indiana. I don't know how this works.
Nobody knows.
But yeah. So I'm like, all right, whatever, and finally get it done. I'm like, cool. Before this, actually, I bought a stereo for it because I ripped out all the fucking sub wires and shit and all the other miscellaneous
But
wires.
you
that
could have
go
put a
to it.
sub in it.
No, I wanted just a fucking radio head unit that
Nah,
wasn't from 2002.
Subs
Yeah.
are heavy.
They are heavy.
Um,
That's why my race
But
car doesn't have one.
also, the entire dash. There's one I don't know if the first gen. Did you guys have cup holders over top of your radio? They come out of the dash underneath the air vents.
I did.
Your car does.
Yeah, yours does.
Well,
or
One,
I don't know about the first gen.
is it one piece with two or just a single?
Okay,
above
so my radio cup holder
it? Yeah.
it's the dash piece. I don't
Are
really
you having
know
a
what
stroke?
I was
Yes.
to say, huh?
I really don't know what
There's
to call it.
me when I me the me.
Technically, mine's not a first gen.
I
Mine's
know.
a
We're
second
talking about-
gen.
He's talking about a first gen though.
Yeah.
You mean
Oh,
this- you
the
mean
fuck,
this-
the,
this
Yeah,
little
yeah,
piece?
the green one.
The
sorry.
dad
Yeah,
wagon.
is that
Yeah,
is that a
is-
cup holder there?
Is that a cup holder?
I think it is.
No, that's the CD.
Okay.
No, that was a cup holder.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
I can't really
my legacy,
remember
my legacy
because-
has the same as that basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's two little it's soda cans only. That's
Yeah.
very small.
Correct.
It's hard for me to remember because the
yeah.
dad wagon rip. Like half the fucking stereo was missing, so it's it was a
Okay.
long time ago.
Some
Yeah.
of them
So
do.
my second gen legacy has basically the same. A WRX, however, has a single off the right side cup holder. It's still above the radio.
So like my shit box.
Maybe.
If you say
Well,
so.
yeah, maybe. I don't even know. But there's just fucking soda all over the
somebody
entire
spilled stuff.
entire fucking everything.
I
So
had
this is the
I had
second car you've cleaned sticky soda and stuff out of the
Yeah, so
center
I'm getting
console.
pretty fucking good at it. Also, everybody.
You want to
bitches
clean
about-
mine?
No, fuck
I had
no.
a Coke explode.
I'll give you the bottle
the
of
thing.
shit that makes it really
and
easy.
I cleaned
but-
everything, but now it's funny because when you push in the dash to
Yeah.
pull the can thing out, the little arms
They
Yeah.
bend.
Yeah, so the interior detailer I use, it's very good at making it not sticky anymore.
Okay, cool.
Soaked the shit out of it. Yeah,
I just used that
Take the
aerosol
whole-
glass cleaner.
take
and
the whole
spray
cup
fuck
holder
of it.
out, soak it in this shit, let it sit overnight, and then just fucking spray it off, and then soak it again, and then wipe it all down. Now everything's good. Clean the whole dash, put a radio
I'll
in it, put
just
a
have you do
Kenwood,
it.
KDX,
There you go.
Hey, yo,
301s.
301 they don't make anymore. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
but
it's probably
326 or something.
303,
Yeah.
some shit now.
They make a bunch of them, but yeah.
Yeah, fucking plugged it in, pulled the fuel pump because I had open lines now.
You
Pulled
just
the fuel
turn it
pump
on and
fuse.
blow fuel into
I'm
the
like, yeah, let's do
interior.
this right.
She's just gonna
Make sure
piss
the
for a minute.
wiring's
Hold
good.
on.
Yeah, made sure it worked. I'm like, cool, fucking works. Love that.
Whoops, that's the sending unit relay.
Yeah, no, didn't fucking spill a bunch of gas everywhere.
Thank God.
Got the radio wrapped up.
Have you ever put new gas in it yet?
No,
He's driven it like 3
I haven't been
Fuck.
able to. It's been pissing.
I
out,
would have
like-
just let it go and
Yeah,
just
no.
tried
Into
to
the-
build pressure.
it's probably
into the
dumped.
interior is the problem.
Well, no, it's still on the.
No.
It was exterior.
Okay.
because it drops
it's
underneath.
exterior
underneath
into
Yeah.
through firewall
seat.
through frame rail.
yeah, through
No,
like
rail.
underneath rear seats. it
under
drops
and then
back through.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you pull them out from the sending unit, it should be outside.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, that's where it was leaking to.
Yeah, I don't know if it was inside and then out the firewall, or if it dropped down and then
No,
came
because
inside.
I see
Yeah,
where
no,
you're coming,
it's-
but that
it's-
wouldn't
it's
make sense.
through-
'cause
yeah,
then
it's
changing
from-
the sending unit would just be a motherfucker because you'd have to come
It
through the
is either
firewall.
way, to be fair.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
but-
no. So
Hey, at least it has an access hatch.
I don't know if WRXs do actually. Either way,
They should.
If it's underneath it, it doesn't have to.
yeah. Put the
But
radio
still.
in, pull the
Drop the whole
pull the
thing.
fuel pump to make sure it's not pissing fuel out of the open lines that I'm. At this point, this was last weekend, so I did not have the fuel lines. Didn't know
And
where
then
they were
close,
at.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the radio put in. I'm like, perfect, it works. Waiting on fuel lines. Today after work, got them installed. Got all the fucking lines and wires and everything hooked up. Got everything put back. Put the seat back in.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
like, I was putting the seat back in before I hooked it all up. I'm like, let's make sure these fuckers don't leak. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Fucking hooked it all up. Heard it run for the longest I have so far.
For more than
which
3
was
seconds.
a minute. It got up to temp. I'm like, cool. Things are working. Have a check engine light. This is what it's for. I don't know what the fuck it is.
O2 sensor, heater control circuit.
HO2S heater control circuit.
You have a
low
bad
power
O2
point.
sensor.
Yeah.
Because the O2 sensors heat up
Yeah.
So it's not.
And if
heating,
they
it's not
don't-
heating up,
If
The
they don't
elements-
heat up, they're not.
functioning at peak, whatever.
The efficiency's off on them,
Yeah,
which is
your bank
fucking
one
stupid.
sensor one needs an O2 sensor.
Fuck. All right. Cool.
Either it's covered in schmoo and it's not heating up.
Probably that because
Or-
this fucker smokes a lot.
Just
I would just rip it out. and
put it
replace
in park.
No,
I did give him some healthy revs.
he doesn't have a 2-step yet though, so it's not
Yeah.
fair. You can't
I
do
do
it
think.
yet.
I really
not a
think the
one-step.
only mod I'm
It's
gonna
just a
do on
limiter.
it is an external blow off valve.
and a 2-step.
I don't need it. I
mean,
just need it to drive. Okay, but
You
now
pretty much have to tune it. I mean, it's just the way.
no. Really? No, I don't.
We got 93 at the
It's
pumps. You're good.
140 horsepower more than the Legacy I currently drive, and it has cruise control. I just want it to fucking work.
It will be
run
life-
on methanol.
It'll be life changing already. But
Yeah, it's gonna be so good, and I can't wait. The only thing I have to do now is replace the
apparently an O2 sensor.
an O2 sensor. I'm
We
gonna
don't
drive
give a
it with
shit
bad
about
O2 sensor.
EPA. Fuck 'em.
if it's an upstream, don't. If it's a downstream, you're fine.
I'm gonna take it. I have to take it around the block to make
yes,
sure shit
absolutely.
works.
But don't like start driving.
Yeah, no.
it.
I'm gonna put
Yeah.
like 20 miles on it and be like,
Okay.
okay, cool, it's good.
Yeah,
Park
if
it.
it's downstream,
fix
don't
the
give a
rest of it,
fuck.
yeah.
If it's upstream, then okay,
Upstreams
maybe
do
replace
matter.
The only thing I still need to do is the brake line in the rear, which it's the junction block, the four distribution junction block for the brakes.
in the rear.
Yeah,
Where it tees
they're
off,
all
basically.
fucking crusty. So I know I have one new brake line. So I'm like, cool. I have the
Just
junction.
roll the fucking brake line so you only have front brakes.
Well, I
Fuck
have
it.
one new hard line and and a new junction block. So now I just need to
Get the
probably
other
remake
side.
the other rear line, and then the 2 lines that go to the front. I just need to do like the little splice. You know,
Yeah.
cut it a foot into the cab because those
Union
brake
it,
lines
yeah.
also go through the cab. So a foot into it, fucking
Again,
do the little.
whoever the fuck decided to do
Yeah.
that was a fucking moron.
They're not getting rusty underneath the car. To be fair, I'll give them
They're
that.
still a bitch.
Yeah.
You can flat belly skid the car and not feel bad.
True.
Skateboard that car.
See, I've offered it enough to know that I've pinched no brake lines. So.
0 brake lines.
Yeah. So.
No brakes.
Life
Bucket.
changing.
But yeah, so ideally brake lines this weekend. Oh, also I told myself I'm not gonna take the fucking WRX out of my garage until it's done.
And now you're taking
Good
it to
for
garage.
you.
Well, no, but I'm like I could
That's
work on the
not
Jeep.
gonna
Like I have the
happen.
Jeep parts. I'm like I could get that, start working on that. That's maybe a weekend's worth of work. I'm like, fuck it. I just want the WRX done so bad.
Well, you've got one more weekend to do that
Yeah.
The Jeep. Oh yeah. I know.
because the 15th is Badlands Day.
Oh, for the Subaru or
For,
yeah. Oh, that's
but you also want to bring the Jeep to that because you were going to go Saturday,
thought about
Sunday.
it. I don't.
Either way, that is also Father's Day weekend. So
Yeah.
yeah. But
I don't have
anyway.
any plans, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think
We-
ideally I'll either offer it to you or offer it to him, the second spot on the
Right.
trailer, and just
Yeah.
go to
I'll have to see
Badlands.
what we're doing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Regardless.
But
So yeah, you're going to finish the WRX first.
WRX, yeah, it's a couple of brake lines away from being able to drive, and then once it's drivable and like at least put maybe 10, 20 miles on it and like just put new gas in
a
it.
test-worthy run.
Yeah.
Yeah, start getting it
all right,
reliable.
yeah. So apparently it needs an O2 sensor. What else does it fucking need? It's got new oil, like
Let everything get hot and cycle.
get a
see
couple
what's
of nice
what.
heat cycles in it. Brakes, make sure they're fucking good because they could probably do for a machining,
Get them hot.
get them turned. But
Well, yeah, go down like 71 past Hennepin and just fucking hammer them so they recenter properly and shit.
yeah,
Or just put drilled and slotted on there. 'Cause
they already
it's
have
got-
drilled and slotted.
Do it again.
Yeah,
but
no.
better.
Drill some more holes.
Well, they're also like the one rear caliper was replaced. The other one is still the factory. Like it's
If it works, it works. But
dude
yeah,
only replaced what broke, and I'm like that's the most ignorant way to fix a car. But whatever, dude.
it worked.
The way how I do
Guess,
shit.
Yeah.
It got it to you.
So I'm like, all right. Like it needs worked through. It needs ironed out.
Yes.
So, but
it's
yeah,
sat
ideally-
for too long.
Fix the brakes on that. That's less than a day's worth of work. Get it rolled out, drive it around a little bit, pull the Jeep in, get it tore apart, start tinkering with that, and then
And everything on there is stock parts going back in. it,
leaf
essentially.
springs are an hour or two.
Yeah, couple of hours.
Once those are in and it squares up the rear end, then I can fuck with the anti-wrap bar, get that rewelded.
Transfer case back in. All that. It's fairly simple.
Then
quick
pull
stuff.
the transfer case and drive shaft.
Yeah.
Fucking put the new transfer case up. The new transfer case I just bought, he says it could use a resale. I'm like, mine dripped too. I really don't care.
You're like, I'll let it leak. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then a U joint in the drive shaft, and should be good. So ideally, that can be done in a weekend. So,
Sweet.
Nice.
but yeah, 2 weekends worth of work, and most of my shit's done.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So we can go to my my 2 weekends worth of work.
Yeah.
I saw the Ranger was in the garage, so
I have
figured the
been
Fiesta
I have
was
been dailying the Ranger again
doing
because
things.
Oh.
Fiesta.
is under the knife again.
Oh, no.
It is
Hot.
one. It's floating.
Cool.
Floating.
Looks all race card, all drooped out like this.
Hell
So
yeah.
what's wrong with the Fiesta?
Nothing. Well, everything, but nothing.
Got too big of a
yeah.
turbo for rallycross, so you're putting a smaller one on it. And...
Putting a restrictor in it to make it usable. Yeah. No.
Oh, are you?
No,
Oh,
God,
okay.
no. That'd be
Damn.
so silly.
Damn.
It'd be mod anyway. It's got too many parts on it, but no, it gets fucking hot. Okay. Too hot? Way too. I mean, 240 degrees.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I noticed it when you were
Signif-
driving me to Chicago.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It gets, if it's hot out, it gets way too hot. So I'm like, okay, I should put a radiator in it probably. So then I bought a radiator
Nice.
to put in
Yeah.
it because
Nice big aftermarket.
gigantic aftermarket, big,
Cool.
stupid, silly.
All right, what have we got?
So, why is the picture crooked?
Oh.
Son of a, it's a cover because it's for shipping.
Oh, yeah. for
yeah.
The
So-
phones. Does look big and
Yeah.
shiny.
It is significantly larger and better.
Nice.
It's a Mountoon triple pass full aluminum radiator. It is, I think the stocks are like 25 mil thick core. This is like a 36 or something. So it's like
Nice.
1.5 times the size.
Yeah.
That'll do. That'll do well, hopefully.
It was on sale on Memorial Day.
Oh, yeah.
And then I ordered it Tuesday morning and it wasn't on sale anymore.
Yeah, that'll do
So
it.
it cost me like an extra $50, but whatever.
Shit.
It's like a
I
six-
saw Holly Terminator X's were 30 no,
30? That's a lot.
$500 off. Like
That'd be like 30%.
or
yeah.
maybe 15. Yeah, something.
They're like $2,000 to $4,000 depending on what you're getting.
Yeah, or, yeah,
but-
no, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. They're 15%
15%.
for just the computer is 30% off.
Yeah.
So it was $500 off.
That's
of just the computer.
Actually psychotic.
And there might have been like a sale on the dash too. So I'm like, I should buy things when they're on sale.
You should wait until
So
they're
I
on sale and
save-
do it whenever it's
Because
convenient.
yeah, ideally I'll buy it by the end of this year.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, it'd be awesome to fucking buy that when it's on sale and save a shit ton of money.
Because it will be on sale at some point.
Yes. Black Friday or 4th of July, whatever.
Eventually.
Whatever it ends up being, yeah.
Yeah. So I had a short little list of things I wanted to get done. Let's see. I should have that list.
Wires and sensors and such. Is that
So
for you?
I needed, that is also stuff for me. So I needed to do the radiator because it gets too hot. My axle seals leak because apparently all Fiesta axle seals just leak. That's just a thing they do.
Axle, like out of the transmission?
Yeah, out of the differential, like where the axle shafts slide in.
Okay, yeah.
I replaced them when I built the car,
I think I remember you talking about
and they
that,
leaked
yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm fixing those. My front shocks, I have Coney oranges sitting on the shelf, like
Yeah.
aftermarket front shocks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, while it's down, I have the axles out anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I might as well put these new shocks on.
Hell yeah.
The fuel purge valve, which is that little spidery looking thing in the back,
Mm-hmm.
when you put gas in the car, it turns off. Because it can't. So this basically
Yeah.
feeds into the intake and vents the excess fume pressure
Yes.
into the intake.
Yep.
Well, when it doesn't do that, it just turns off.
Yeah.
So I'm like filling up and it turns off and then it stumbles for the first like, couple until it uses
blocks.
up that vapor or whatever.
Yep.
So I'm like, well, I should just fix that.
Yeah.
My rear O2 sensor throws a check engine light all the time because I have a high flow cat in it.
Yep.
So it just constantly throws a threshold out of range sensor.
Yeah. Yep.
So they have a thing called a defouler where it basically just pulls it further out of the pipe.
Yes. Yeah. We
So I've-
talked about this before.
So I've got one of those.
cool.
Turns out my blow off valve has been unhooked for a
Oh.
long time. So there is a reference from the map sensor. There's a T with a little fitting on it that vents down and hooks to my blow off valve. Just a soft rubber line.
Yeah.
That it came apart in the middle where there was a little like vacuum connector
Oh,
dealio.
okay.
So it's been sitting next to it unhooked.
Yeah.
So my blow off valve has not been blowing off this whole time. Yeah. So instead of it going, psh, it's going,
Yeah.
which also sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently it's been unhooked for a long time.
Wow.
So that's
Which, yeah, if you
interesting.
don't know the noise the turbo's supposed to make because it's never been hooked up properly.
It was hooked
then-
up properly when we first put the car together. I know that
Yeah.
for sure because it was loud and obnoxious.
Yeah.
It sounded like Fast
And then it
Furious.
was like, okay, cool. Now it's just different.
It probably,
Yeah.
once it hit like real boost, it popped that line off and
Yeah.
has not been connected since.
Cool.
My handbrake cables were stretched to shit.
Yep.
Every
I
time
remember
I'd pull the
saying
cable, it would get worse.
Yep.
Which
So new cables
In
or
a manual
ordered new
car, you
cables.
kind of, use
Like,
the handbrake quite a bit.
parking at Nick's house is on a hill. I like backed it into the curb, turned the wheel, put it in gear, and pulled the handbrake, and I still didn't love it.
yeah.
So I'm like,
Shit.
okay, I should replace the cables too. And then I have a skid plate for the car, but I don't know if I'm going to do that yet because I want to make sure it doesn't overheat anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So
And
let
then
it
block the
breathe.
airflow off.
Yes, and then block all the airflow and see if it overheats.
Yeah.
One thing at a
Yeah.
time, cool
Yeah.
wise.
Yep.
Yeah.
So out of those things, I did a whole bunches of work and got
Okay.
stuffs.
Did you?
Yes, I had to wait for my phone to reconnect. There we go.
Show me the gubbins.
So I just have pictures. It'll
Oh,
scroll
I need to
through
give
and
you your
talk about
gold
stuff.
wrap back.
My gold
So
foil
I'm
wrap.
probably not going to use it.
So my rear calipers, how the handbrake cable is stretched.
Red.
They are red because it's a race car.
Yeah.
These are actually factory red. They're just that's the color.
Yeah.
They are. But this little lever is my emergency brake.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a manual lever that pulls on the piston and pushes it out.
Makes
It's not
sense.
an internal.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
an internal drum shoe
Yep,
setup.
yep,
It's
yep,
just
yep.
that. Notice how it's not touching its stop.
Oh.
So what had happened is
Well, hop 'em.
when you pull it, it would use enough leverage to pull it out to extend the piston,
Yeah.
but then it wouldn't retract back to
Is there
its
no
resting
Is there
state.
supposed to be a return spring on it?
There is. It's on the bottom. You can see it.
Yeah, kind of right there.
It sat for months
Oh, yeah.
before I built it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this caliper gets frozen up. I tapped it back with a hammer into place.
Mm-hmm.
Rotor spins free, and the handbrake feels great. And then you pull it again, and it gets stuck again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you tap it back into place.
So is it the parking brake's fault, or is it the whole caliper needs replaced?
I don't know exactly yet. I don't know if it's like the piston's tight, so it forces
I mean, you
it
could
to
just
stick.
rebuild this too. That way, it's-
True, but I would
So what I did was
think
I just worked it back and forth like 10 times, and now it
Yeah.
moves nicely.
Did you
Okay.
spray anything on there?
Not yet. I'm going to before I finish it.
I would say throw some PB
Fluid-
blast
Fluid
or,
film apparently
yeah.
is the
Yeah.
jam for
I,
that.
I would think that would be more attuned to the fact that the arm isn't returning completely.
Correct.
It's getting stuck, which means it was probably stuck like that for a while.
Which means it's been dragging this rear caliper too, which isn't awesome. But
Oh,
so both the cables
pads
for the
and rotors aren't that bad compared to an entire brake
yeah,
system.
no.
but
I'll put a new caliper on it in a minute. That's fine. But so when you pull it, the cables equalize.
Mm-hmm.
So if one gets
So-
tight first, it'll let the other keep pulling.
I'm guessing your handbrake kind of, because when I pulled the ship box
Mm-hmm.
center console apart to kind of figure out
what?
fuck was making that rattling noise, which still don't know what it is. Your handbrake has a cable, which then is attached to like a piece of steel that has 4 cables on it.
Has 2 cables on it.
Okay, 2
Yours
cables,
probably
one for the
pushes and
front,
pulls
one
or
for the
whatever.
rear. So when it,
Not for the front.
oh, okay,
Nobody has front handbrakes.
whatever.
But yes,
It-
2 cables, one for each side.
It's okay. Yeah, actually, now I'm thinking
They-
about it. It's 2 cables.
Yes.
So it's one for each side. So if one pulls, it
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 equalizes-
rotates and equalizes everything. So there's a
Correct.
bracket in there, 1
Yes,
to 2.
Exactly
Okay.
the same way. So
Makes
I
sense.
assumed it had stretched one of these. I'm like, okay, fine.
Which
Well,
I mean, that's kind of a normal thing that
I-
the cables stretch.
that is a thing that happens.
Yeah.
So when you pull this and the lever sticks and the cable can retract, now it has free space.
Yes.
That's
So
where all
that's
that
what
play
you're
and the
feeling.
handbrake
Yeah.
came from.
Yep.
So I just worked this back and forth. It feels better. It's retracting on its own.
Is there a way to like take that, not where the arm is, but the linkage inside?
Now that I know what it is, I'm going to get it freed up and moving good and then see what happens.
Gotcha.
If it sticks again, then I know. If it
Well,
doesn't
I mean,
stick, then
worst
I know.
case scenario, you can always pull that,
I
not
can
the
put
arm out, but where that linkage is, and
I
just
could-
kind of, emery cloth it kind of clean, spray some shit in there, clean
I
it
could
out.
put a
and then throw
caliper on it for
back.
like $80
Yeah.
for a master.
Brand new calibers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the size of your soda can. They're
Just
tiny.
replace the fucking calibers.
They're horrifically small. But
Oh, well, then yeah, in that case, fucking replace them.
yeah. So I figured out that. So I got to return 2 or 3 different parking brake cables because I didn't know
Oh,
which one was
yeah.
stretched. So I ordered all of them.
Right.
The purge valve I had ordered was wrong because
okay.
my car's a 2016.
Yeah.
In 2016, there was a mid-cycle refresh.
Cool.
So there's
Oh,
early,
cool! You get the Subaru
there's
stuff.
early 16s and late 16s.
Cool.
3 different part numbers for the same thing because they did 6 different things in the same year model.
So it turns out I have an early 16.
Cool.
I ordered
good
the
to
one
know.
for the late 16.
Of course you did.
Cool.
So I
'Cause
had to
fuck
return
you.
that too
Yep.
and order the right one. Luckily, the right one was more expensive. So yay.
Yeah.
'Cause
Why the
wouldn't
fuck
be?
wouldn't it be?
Well, it's
But
got
you're
more
saving
tube.
money because you're not using the cables, so
Save
that is
big
true.
money.
you're just
at Maynard.
pissing it all away to reship it back and whatever.
Yes,
Bullshit.
pretty much. But so yeah, took a picture of the engine bay before I started dissecting things. So it's this hose is what I was talking about. I didn't know I had this picture.
So that
Oh, okay.
So here's my map sensor.
so
There's
that
a
wasn't
spacer
here.
in
So
here.
that blew off.
Right here, there's a little fitting where it plugs into each side. This side was off of it.
And of course, it's right under a wire harness.
It's under a harness and under my engine cover, so I couldn't even see it, which I took off before this picture. This is like the once I'm done, like, hey, where does this hose go? Oh, it goes to here. Where does this go? It clips into there.
I have multiple pictures of the fuel lines because I'm like, just in case.
Yeah.
Like, I want to remember the order that's in.
So this is how cozy my engine bay is.
Hell yeah. What's this sticker?
Which this one up
Burns
here?
on freedom?
Runs on freedom, AMSOIL.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cob intake, all sorts of fun stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible wire tuck job. Like I love just bending my fucking MAF sensor wires.
at 90 fucking
Hate
degrees.
everything about this, but still. That's my before picture. Here is the stock radiator with the intake removed. You can see it's somewhere behind this giant fan shroud. Blow-off valve line comes all the way up here. This is intercooler piping through here. Take note of how close this is to everything.
Yeah, that's like right in the middle.
It's
of
almost touching
everything.
This is why I wanted you. I was gonna try to volunteer you to work on the 2.0 EcoBoost for my grandparents.
See, when you have like stock-sized piping,
Yeah,
there's actually
it's not
room here.
terrible.
Because
Yeah.
it's designed to have space.
But yeah, I'm like, I don't know how similar the 2.0 and the 1.6 is.
I think they're pretty much identical.
Yeah,
One's
I'm like,
bigger.
ideally, I think we can get this swapped in a weekend, but I think that they're just gonna.
Well, it took me
they're just
2
gonna
months,
They're gonna
but-
do it through Ford and have a warranty and shit. I'm like,
yeah,
fair.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So yeah, you can see how tight everything is in that engine bay, which makes it really not fun to work on because I'm like, working on the Honda is so easy. There's so much room.
Yeah,
Work on this
and
thing.
there's no turbo, so there's way less
There's
shit going on.
no turbo and intercooler piping and
Yeah.
this and that. And I'm like, okay, this sucks.
This is tight enough where like you can get it like just past your wrist, but no farther.
All of the cut,
like you're pulling hair out at that.
all of the cut marks on my arm have almost healed up at this point. But yes, there was like gouges down my arm from reaching through sharp things.
Yeah.
So the radiator fan comes out from the top.
Okay,
The radiator comes out the bottom. There's not
that's fucking stupid.
There's really not a lot of room in here.
No.
Okay.
Oh, also it's
for the fan.
needs
Yes,
to be the car needs to be high enough off the ground
To fit an entire
to
radiator.
fit the radiator because it has to go. It has to be
Oh my
fucking perfectly
God.
vertical.
Again.
and there's not a lot of room to move
Yeah.
the radiator at an angle to pull it.
Yeah,
That's why the car is floating, because I have to
Yeah.
get it literally feet off the ground to do this.
Who fucked this engineer's wife? This is bullshit.
This
This
it's
is just
German design.
mid-sized car
Yeah.
problems.
Or
This is the
compact, smallest car. Yeah.
Fucking itty bitty. Yeah.
Somebody put a giant turbo setup on a tiny little
Sir,
car.
this isn't going to fit in here. I don't give a shit. Just make it work.
It fits
Okay.
ish. So,
Tight.
Then some asshole tripled the horsepower, and now we don't know what the fuck.
so here's my stock radiator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pay attention to how torn up everything on it is.
Yeah.
I've
Like
seen
this-
worse, but
like these giant holes.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
This is from trying to get it out. It was
Yeah.
fine before I tried to take it out.
Is that
Yeah.
why it looks like there's a huge protective film over the new one?
There sure is. There's like some
Hey,
1/8-inch thick
And
corrugated
it's-
plastic.
It's like all aluminum and not aluminum.
Oh yeah, you
and
weren't in here.
plastic.
Yeah,
it
it's
wasn't.
this thing is gorgeous.
Wow.
I
1.5 or
How much that fuck you?
50% bigger. Or whatever.
$650.
Oh
But
wow.
everything's hand TIG welded aluminum. It's
Yeah.
really not mount tuned embossed in it.
Yeah.
The welds
nice.
pass my eyeball inspection.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Those are
yeah.
some nice fucking welds.
But yeah, it's got this giant blue protective sheeting on it
very nice.
to protect the core. Because all of this is trashed. There's
Yeah.
this is my blow-off valve stabbing into it.
Yeah.
So I had to pull the intercooler piping back out because, as you
Yeah.
see, it's close to everything.
Yeah.
So this ends about here.
Yeah.
I was stabbing the radiator into it to get it out.
Yeah.
So all that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ideally, you put this in and you're good.
Ideally,
Hopefully.
yes.
Yeah.
So is this a bigger?
This is a
Cord
bigger,
radiator.
better. It's thicker.
Okay.
It is a triple pass, so it flows through 1, 2, 3 times
Okay,
to
so that's
cool
gonna
it
help.
more. And it's more capacity because it's thicker,
Yeah.
bigger, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just generally better in every
So
way.
you should be good.
Right. So the problem is
Uh-oh.
it's thicker than the old one.
Oh,
Which
fuck,
means
it's gonna
now-
take up all that space.
Which means all of that little bit of air gap that this had is
It no
now
longer
it's now gone
Yeah.
because it's thicker.
Oh no!
So you can see how you could barely see the radiator in here, right?
Oh,
Let's fast forward to the installation. See how much radiator there is now?
there's a lot.
Notice how the intercooler pipe is gone.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So-
bucko.
Turns out
You have to buy a specific intercooler pipe to make it
Well,
work with this, and
no,
or a different fan setup that's low pro.
That'd be obnoxious. First of all, the fan doesn't fit into their mounts, and it pisses me off a lot.
Cool.
Because they're just like little spring plasticky things you
Yep.
just jam into place.
Yeah.
Yeah, their holes are a little bit too small. I had to hit it with a hammer to get it into its clip.
Hell yeah.
That was really fun. After I ruined the old one getting it out, I'm very scared putting this in. I'm like, I'm going to ruin it, and I'm going to be pissed. Got it in there fine. We're good.
Okay.
I left the shrouds on it as much as I could. But
Yeah.
do all this, and I'm like, okay, I can put the intercooler pipe back in.
Oh,
Clunk.
wait.
Oh, it doesn't fit.
Can you
Clunk.
clock the wastegate to where it's 90
the wastegate
degrees
doesn't
up?
hit. The wastegate doesn't hit.
It's just the diameter of the
The
pipe.
everything. So when you move this radiator fan back, I don't know, an eighth of an inch, you
It's
can
gonna
see how it would hit right
everything.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
There's a very sharp corner on the block right here that's also
Yeah.
like a 16th away. So to get the intercooler piping into place, I had to unbolt the fan controller from the fan shroud, hammer it up through here, and then put it back on afterwards.
Hell yeah.
Because there's so little clearance in this engine bay that an eighth of an inch thicker radiator,
What a swift kick in the fucking nuts.
which again, if you had stock piping and
You'd
a
be
stock,
fine.
it'd be plenty of room. But it's compound, like giant intercooler with bigger piping, with this, with
what
that.
a fucking cocksucker. I would
You're
have.
telling me.
How many wrenches did you throw at the wall?
I started this job at 8:30 in the morning.
When did you get done?
I left.
9?
I left there at 5 in the afternoon.
I was like 8:30 p.m.
I spent the entire day doing just the radiator, nothing else.
Yeah.
We
like,
love
oh, I-
big jobs like
This is-
that.
oh, no, this is not an after. This is a before still, but you can see how
yeah.
close everything
Yeah.
was.
It's there's
It only
room.
got worse.
There is room
Right
but
now,
it's tight.
This is with the old radiator, not the
Yeah.
new one.
Yeah.
These are literally just touching.
Yep.
There's no room.
Yep.
Now go to the after.
I don't know if I have the after
Oh,
because I
fuck.
was mad at it.
I
Probably.
was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in there.
Yep.
It's tight. I'm like, I might take the pipe back out and add some dents to it in creative
Yeah.
places to make some clearance, but it's tight. O2 sensor defouler installed. This worked amazing.
Cool.
It literally didn't fight
Is
me
it
at
a
all.
90 degree too?
This is a 90-degree one.
Okay.
Which, if
Supposedly
anybody
that's better.
who kind of doesn't know, and correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Okay. A defouler
Mm-hmm.
is just the same material that's in your cats.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just an extension to get it out of the flow, so it gets less of the bad stuff. Because it's a high flow cat,
Yeah.
so it's feeding all
So
the
it's gonna
bad.
be. It's gonna be.
It's
wrong.
gonna be
all the bad
bad.
stinky stuff is getting through,
Yes.
so you step it away from the pipe further, so it gets less stinky stuff in there.
Gotcha.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is it when they have like the?
There's
cat
some that have like
material
a
in
little honeycomb in there or
Yeah.
something. I think it's just to control the airflow.
it? Gotcha.
I don't know.
Okay.
This one doesn't have.
Same,
this is just,
same but different.
This is just a 90 basically.
Yeah.
a spacer.
Yeah, that's all this one is. That went in great. It threaded out nice, threaded in nice.
Thank
tightened it
God,
up.
because usually those O2 sensors are a motherfucker to get out.
Getting it tight was awkward, but overall this was not bad. No complaints here.
That's good.
Here's my radiator that came out of the car from the front side.
Had some shit on it.
Apparently, it had a bunch of shit on it. Maybe that's why it was overheating.
Little bit
Nah.
of smegma. Can you zoom in a little bit more?
What do you want me to zoom in on?
The big splotch that you're moused over.
Just
So
like
that's just shit.
it's
It's,
just
not
literally-
even bent in fins.
no, it's literally just dirty. So I'm like,
Huh.
maybe that would have helped if I like clean it, but you can't get to it because it's behind the condenser.
yeah.
behind the
it's a
intercooler.
really, I just saw. I think it was a TikTok, of course.
Of course, it was.
For
We were
a
scrolling for your internet to fix.
radiator
Spring.
sprayer
Oh.
thing that you like hook up to just a hose and it sprays.
Yeah.
But even then, like that's a tight.
I just want to know
fit.
how all this dirt got through the condenser for the
Yeah,
AC
and
then got to the radiator.
You know, usually in radiators, like when they get dirty, it's either two big stripes or like the whole. There's
Well,
patterns. To
that's
it, not
where the
just-
fan is on that half of it. So it pulled all the dirt and stuck
so
it there.
weird, though.
It is very strange, but
Well, especially how it isn't copied over to the other side.
there's only one fan. There's
only one fan.
There's
in that radiator?
one fan on that radiator.
Is it one big ass one?
It is a good sized fan, but there's one fan and then like some flaps on the other side. So when it goes slow, the flaps close and it pulls through the fan. When it speeds up, it opens up, lets more air through.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I thought that too. I'm like, my Honda has two fans on it. I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, oh, there's not room for two fans on it.
Fucking hell.
However,
Oh.
I noticed something detrimental while
That
I'm
was
underneath
the,
this car.
Oil.
Copper gasket spray?
Oil inlet for the turbo.
So what had happened was I'm underneath the car
happened?
doing axle seals and stuff, which
Yeah.
Okay.
also are a nightmare.
I'm
but-
sure.
surely.
And I look up and I see this. So this here.
So what are you looking at specifically?
So
The fact there's not a bolt in it.
you see how this little fork,
Oh my god.
which there is copper spray inside of this.
Well, okay,
He put
so
it everywhere.
We never doubted
He put
it.
that shit on everything.
I
we
at
never
least
doubted
that's
this.
the turbo blanket.
Yeah.
So
that's something coming off the turbo.
I am laying on the underside of the car looking up.
Okay.
Above me is a turbocharger.
Okay.
An S280 Turbo Technics big turbo kit for the Fiesta.
big turbo.
This is the oil drain line that comes from the turbo housing down and feeds back into the block.
So it's a return line.
Where all the hot oil comes down and goes in there.
Yeah.
This little pickle fork here is what keeps this line from coming out of the block and spraying oil down the side of my hot motor onto the ground.
Not a good thing that you want.
Not a good thing.
There's no bolt in it.
I look up and this thing's just loose in here.
Yep.
So that means at some point, because I went back into my pictures and looked, I did put the bolt in here originally. Some point between when we built it and now, this
It
bolt has
lost it.
disappeared.
Did you Loctite it at all?
I don't remember. That was almost a year
Maybe
ago
it
at this
gets
point.
a dab.
It might
Just a little dab.
it
from
might have
now
needed
on.
some
Nah,
of it.
just
but-
let me red Loctite it and go, what the? You're coating the whole bolt. It ain't coming out after this.
Yeah, but I'm like, oh, that could have been really bad.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have noticed that until I looked down, my oil pressure light's on, and it's rolling smoke
Yeah.
from underneath the car.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
probably on fire.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So I'm like,
Small
oh.
fire.
I'm like, that's really good that I'm doing this right now because I would have never known. Because I did the oil change on the
So-
car 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And didn't notice this.
Is that
Yeah.
pickle fork clocked wrong, or is that where it should
It's
be?
loose. So
Well, yes,
this,
loose, but
this bolt hole is where it goes. It's
So
just
that fucking
dangling.
rotated.
It's just dangling. It's like you can move it with your hand. It's loose as can be.
It's
There's a,
supposed to be loose on the pipe.
well, yeah, but
there's
But
a
yeah,
there's an
there is
O-ring on the
supposed to be-
pipe that kind of keeps it
Yeah.
tight, but not as
And-
tight as a
and-
clamp does.
and there is not a single
Yeah.
drop of fucking oil missing. Did you put a new bolt in it?
Sure did.
Hell yeah, attaboy. Did you red Loctite it?
Blue. I put
Okay.
blue in
All
it
right,
because
fair.
this does
Hey,
need to come out at some point.
It's
Yeah.
better than nothing.
Yes, I'm thinking
The
I might have
only-
just not done it the first time.
The only
but
reason why I say red,
is because you're afraid.
no, is because there's a lot of heat going through here already with the
Red
waste oil
Loctite
coming.
softens with heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
So would
Well,
you
blue does
kinda
that would be
too
bad.
want-
when you have a
want-
torch.
yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Red, you have to.
Can't be tight if it's a fucking liquid.
Red Loctite, you have to heat it to remove it.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't want to heat my cast aluminum block with a torch.
Okay, fair enough.
That's with a soft oil line next
you
to
need
it.
you
Fair.
just need some sort of extra protection.
I want it to not
whether-
vibrate loose.
Yeah.
So what this bolt is,
Square rubber.
it's a weird random size like M6 bolt.
Did
Yeah.
it thread in there nicely?
Well, the threads are that. I'm looking through my spare parts because I have a bunch of spare parts.
Yeah.
Your spare parts.
The bolt I decided to use is the camshaft bearing retainer cap bolt
Okay.
because I have the spare head.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It is significantly too long, so I had to cut it down.
Oh okay.
I just happen to
Were
have
the
a
threads the same?
identical. I happen
Who
to have
gives a shit?
high tensile strength, really nice
yeah, I was
bolt.
thinking because that is that's a high
Oh, yeah,
temperature
that-
grade.
It's a very specific,
Yes.
very strong bolt. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is perfect. I thread it in there. I'm like, this is great. I'll cut it here-ish. Work perfectly. But I'm like, it's one of those things you just look up and you're like, oh my
Fuck.
God. Like, this cannot be what I'm seeing. Oh, it is. Oh my God. Life is not great.
So you
there.
almost shid your pants.
I had a bit of an oopsie-doopsie moment. Then my axle seals.
yeah.
Okay.
Here's the new one.
Nice.
I put some goop on it.
I see.
It
that.
looks like it.
There's some, so the stock ones leaked right here on the bottom, more or less.
Okay.
They
Yep.
just
So-
leaked behind the seal somehow.
So where did what
Yep.
what did you put in there?
goop.
Tire goop?
No. So so I was talking to Dad about it because I'm going to put new bearing
The
or
wizard.
new seals in it.
Again.
Yes. I'm like maybe the Motorcraft branded ones will be nicer. They're identical to
So
the
wait,
ones I had
you
in
put
there.
whole new seals in there, or you pulled them out and put them back in?
I put new seals in because taking them out rips them into pieces
Yes.
because they fit so tightly.
Yep.
Of course it does. Okay.
When I
So
pulled
brand
this,
new seals.
when I pulled this first one out, it ripped the inner part, the metal part, out of it.
Yeah.
Without taking the seal out.
fuck.
It's hard not to.
You have
Their press fit. Yeah. It happens.
The one on the passenger side was Michael was helping me do it, and it was still a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like we gouged the housing trying to get it out. It was brutally tight,
Yikes.
and that's the one that leaked.
Yep.
So I'm like, wow, it's not even like, oh, it didn't fit. No, it just did. So this is a very specific sealant because I was talking to him like I was gonna put RTV on there. I'm like, I don't want it. And he's like, don't use RTV because when it hardens, it'll make like a slick surface on it, and it can spin the bearing. or spin the seal.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense. So what did he recommend?
So I'm like, well, what about like green bearing tack, like Loctite style tack?
Yeah.
He's like, that would probably work. I would use this stuff. This is what's called Type 2 RTV. This never truly hardens.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So
it's
always
tacky.
It's
always
always
tacky.
somewhat non-vulcanized.
Kind of, yes. It's closer to like a grease that hardens than it is an RTV. It doesn't make
That's
like
very
it's
interesting.
just meant to hold liquid
it's
back.
literally made for that.
It's not meant
exact
to hold
purpose.
shit. Really.
It's just a semi-solid barrier.
Kind
Yes.
of, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The more you know. Thanks, Greg.
Yeah, he's just like, oh,
Always teaching us stupid shit that we probably should have fucking known.
he's like, well, I would use this stuff. I'm like, sure, okay, yeah, gasket sealant Type 2. It's just some weird nonsense. It actually is a VersaChem. This is exactly what I have.
Yeah.
Gasket sealant Type 2. It is non-hardening. It says it on the product description. He's like,
Interesting. Well, that's good to know.
It's leak proof and flexible, and this. I'm like, that makes a ton of sense. Actually, I'm like,
Yeah.
I would have.
When you need a silicone that doesn't get hard, it just needs to take up the place that the oil will eventually travel.
It's
through.
like a thermal paste. It takes up all the space,
Yeah.
seals it, and then doesn't harden and
Yes.
then ruin it. Because if it hardens, it might spin in there. I'm like, that's a great point. Like, I would have never considered that.
very interesting.
So yeah, if it falls out and messes up, it's his fault, not mine. So Michael's like, you're gonna do all this. It's gonna leak still. I'm like, if it leaks the same amount it did, I'm never gonna touch it again. It's
Put
fine.
a gun in my mouth.
Like, I used one of the new Ecos totes to drain it in there. I'm like, there's still a lot left in here. I'm like,
Yeah.
now I know.
How'd you like the Ecos totes?
It's life changing.
Do you want
There's-
some more?
Give me 600
All right,
of them.
I'll ask my
give me.
dad.
You keep saying that, and then I keep not getting more. No, we've got like 3 of
I
them
don't.
now.
I don't know if we've ever talked about it. He's going to Japan in like 2 weeks.
We've talked about
We
it.
did.
Yeah, but yes,
Who? What?
his dad.
My dad's going to
Oh,
Japan.
All the cars they paint are
I
from
can't
Japan.
imagine my dad
yes, that
going to
makes sense.
Japan.
Yeah, that is.
It's gonna be weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was my weekend. I did that, and I took the coils apart last night while I had some time, and that went fairly well. Am I the only one that uses an impact on a coil spring compressor? On like the little.
Fuck no.
Nah, I'd do
Okay.
It
it.
takes so long to do it by hand.
That's what I thought.
Fuck that.
What are you, fucking Sally?
Don't get me
Put
wrong.
a fucking
It does
impact
suck.
on it.
Like I have to use it on my progressive coils on my Jeep.
Yeah.
The only problem is like you run it down so much that the coil
spring collapses onto the tool.
It collapses onto the socket, so then the socket's stuck, and then
Yes.
sometimes you can't get the impact back
And you
on
gotta
it.
loosen it
So
back
you gotta
up and-
you gotta use a ratchet to get it loosened
Okay,
again to
yes.
get the impact back on it. Yeah.
Okay. I was doing it. Michael's like, "Are you crazy?" I'm like, "No, it's so much.
you, Michael.
It's so
Shut the
much
fuck
quicker.
up.
What do you mean?"
What do you know?
Out of all the things for Michael to bitch and moan about,
He was probably
that would be one of the last things.
he was
I
probably
would
just giving
inspect.
me shit because he's working on his
Probably.
boat and spraying all the rivets, and they
He's
all
got a
leak.
boat?
He bought a shitty little boat. Yeah,
Like an aluminum hunting boat.
Like a
like a
Little John boat?
$200 boat and trailer.
Ooh,
yeah, but like
Michael,
a flat bottom,
Flat bottom, like
aluminum-
I'm gonna
14
text
foot.
him right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Hey, you want to go fishing?
Yeah.
It has lots of leaks in it.
Yeah,
it's
I'll
very
probably
bad.
not.
I'll
Lots
help
of
him.
Flex Seal in the near
It,
future.
it needs a lot of love, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's working on that thing, and I'm like, "Hey, come help me with the seals." He's like, "No." I'm like, "Fair, but
Yeah.
but
So what did you
you're
have
gonna.
to compress?
The
You're
coil
like-
spring, because I put the new springs on the new shocks.
Oh,
or
okay,
put the
okay.
old springs on the new shocks.
See, I'll help him fix his boat, and then when I get Grandpa's boat fixed,
You need to pull your fucking 2.5 apart so we can see what went wrong with it, so
Well,
we can get it out of the shop.
I meant to
That
do that
too.
last weekend.
Yeah,
but I
you
got
sure,
busy.
you sure did.
Yeah.
Got busy.
You could just.
I did
you know,
sheds,
not-
and then I broke all my shit.
Okay, we'll
you
be
could just not go fishing. I don't know.
6 times a week. We'll be there.
God
We'll be at the
forbid.
shop tomorrow. So. Oh, I'm busy.
No, wait, Friday? No, I don't think I have shit.
Well, there you go.
Remind
come,
me tomorrow.
Come tear your 2.5 apart.
All right,
But
sick.
that's what I got to this weekend. I've got all the parts. Should be all in today and tomorrow. The correct purge valve, the shock bellows and stuff to put the new shocks all together.
Nice, nice.
I think that's all I'm waiting on. Then it can just all go back together, and it'll never leak again. It'll never break.
Hell yeah.
But way more important than that, more important than anything else I've done on this car,
Is it about this car?
it is about this car. I figured out the 2-step.
Oh. Didn't
So-
know it had it.
It does. The Cobb Access Port has it built into it.
Oh, okay.
The problem is, so what they say is they're like, because I watched all the videos and tried to figure out all the things. You get in the car, you hold the cruise control on button,
Yeah.
and just flat foot it, and it'll set it to the rev limiter.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm like, sure. And I do that, and it would go right to like the high limiter every time.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I'm like, that's not it. You go in the access port, set your RPMs, whatever. Never did it. I'm like, okay, maybe
Okay.
my tuner didn't enable that, whatever.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's what I would
And I'm
assume.
like, okay, sure, whatever. Backing it into the shop, I backed it in there. And I'm like, I'll just give it a quick rev in the shop because why not?
Fuck it. Acoustics.
Goes right to 3,500. Pop, 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 pop. I'm like, what? Because I
Does it on accident.
I didn't hit the cruise control on button to like activate the system.
Oh.
My tuner,
That makes sense.
My tuner has it mapped differently than the way Cobb has it mapped. When you hit cruise control on, it sets it off, so it goes to the regular top end
yes.
limiter.
That
Yes.
makes sense.
If I hold set plus, it goes to the low limiter. If I hit like resume cancel,
Yeah.
it goes to like the medium
normal.
limiter.
Yeah. And
I'm
then
like,
off is high. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm glad I figured this out, but I have to take the car apart.
Backwards, but okay.
I have to take the car apart right now because I'm going to start working on it. I can't just sit here and fucking bounce it off the limiter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I figured out my 2 steps. I've got a 3,500 RPM, 2 pounds of boost, throttle cut, so it'll wham, bam, bam. And I've got a 5,000 RPM, 10 PSI of boost, ignition cut.
Yeah.
So it starts to get a little
Angry,
bit a little bit
poppy,
cackly
yeah.
and poppy. I'm like, well, this is great. Turn it off and start taking parts off.
Yeah. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah. Now
Do the
wrenching.
20-step process to get it a foot in the air because it's so
Yeah.
low. But
Yeah.
so yeah, that is.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
I'm very excited to play with that now and then blow it up and then cry. But it'll sound so cool.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's what's
So yeah,
important.
I think that is as far as I've got. I'll be there probably tomorrow and Saturday working on that. Other than that, I'll be at Michael's house working on that, and we're just out here killing it.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anybody else got any last words or things they want to get in yet today?
I had a shitty week.
Me. I have a shitty existence. Get used to it.
Amen.
On that note, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.